Hi, Faye Ellis here, new Women's Physique IFBB Pro with my top 6 prediction for the Women's Physique at this year's Olympia 2019 for Global Muscle Radio Olympia Special. I'm going to go with Natalia Coelho, I love her physique, Shanique Grant again, this is in no particular order by the way, Valentina Machina, Myla Ash, Daniele Castillo and Heather Grace. So that was my top 6 prediction for the Women's Physique Olympia 2019. Stay strong, peace out.
Giles, AJ all the way from Norway. I'm Jermaine Sullivan, Jermaine Sully on Instagram, and my top 5 prediction for Classic Physique is going to be Nguyen first, then we're going to have Chris Bumstead again, repeat second. I'm then thinking a battle between Arash Rakbar and George Peterson. I feel like people are sleeping on Arash a bit. Arash has been kind of off here and there for the past couple of years. He had the adrenal fatigue the year before. I think this year he's going to bring his A game. And then for 5th place, I either have Nguyen or Dan Covia, the Black Panther. And AJ, I know you asked for it, so here's a classic physique shot.
Yo, what's Herman Lair, Norwegian Men's Physique Swag Champ, let's get it. First place, AJ, we got Brandon Curry. Second, Sean Roden, if he competes. Third, Rolly Winkler. Fourth, William Bonac. And 5th, we got Mr. Dexter Jackson. Let's go!
Hi, my name is Mette Ulseth, IFBB Pro figure from Norway. And this is my top 5 for the Olympia figure 2019. For the first place, Candice. Second place, Sydney. Third place, Nadia. 4th place, Jessica. And 5th place, Victoria.
So what's up, Global Muscle Radio? Guys, listen, this is my top 6 predictions for the Olympia. So in first place, I've got my man Chris Bumstead. I'm a huge fan. I look up to him. I think my physique resembles his physique in a way. Second, I've got Bjorn Ansley. Can't ignore him. He's a previous winner. In third place, I've got George Peterson. That back, guys, it's serious. And then in 4th place, I've got Henri Pierre. The symmetry, the waist, the shoulder to width ratio, it's unreal. In 5th, I've got Kieran Pearson. This gains he's made in the last few weeks, in the last few months, has been nothing short of phenomenal. And then in 6th, I would have had Steve Laureus, but I heard he's not doing it. So I'm going to put a Roche Rabar in there. But yeah, that's my top 6 Olympia. Guys, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being such great hosts, such a great show. Shout out to my sponsors, MPL. And yeah, guys, thanks for the show.
Hi everybody, Bianca all the way from South Africa here with my top 5. In 5th place I have Nathan. 4th place Rowley. In 3rd place Bonac. And in 2nd place Mr. Brandon Curry. And in 1st place The Blade. That's my top 5 for the open class.
My name is Christopher and this is my top 5 Olympia predictions 2019. We got Rowley, Curry, Dexter, Bonac and Cutler.
MD, are you listening? My Olympia predictions. Yeah, my top 5 Olympia predictions is gonna be, first, I got a feeling Rowley's gonna come and get it. Then second, I'm gonna say Brandon. 3rd, Dexter. 4th, Luke Sandow. 5th, William Bonac. Top 5. I think 6th for Steve Kuklo. So that's the open bodybuilding. But I also know AJ and Giles like a bit of posing, so give you a bit of that,
Hi guys, I'm Ash.
And I'm Ricardo.
We're both really excited for this year, 2019 Mr. Olympia.
Yes, and our top 5 predictions are...
Number 5, Big Ramy. Number 4, Olympia. Number 3, Dexter Jackson. Number 2, William Bonnet. And the winner, Brandon Curry.
Yes, to all the athletes competing in 2019 Olympia, you're all winners in our eyes.
Wish you guys all the best.
All the best.
Right, this is Baz Vegas from Muscle Work Orpington Gym. My top 5 Olympia for the Global Muscle. I've got Brandon Curry, Rolling Winkler, Bonnet, Luke and Cedric. Now over to Alex.
Anthony from Muscle Radio, Alex Cedric. Olympia top 6, Rudy number 1, Bonak 2, Curry 3rd, Nathan 4th, Luke 5th, and Dexter 6th.
Welcome to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Meter Studios with me, your host, Charles Thomas, and joined by AJ all the way from Norway.
Episode 34.
34.
But I would say a lot of things has happened in this last 3 weeks.
Yes, because last time we filmed, we did three episodes over 3 days. So
don't tell them the secrets.
Sorry, we haven't been in the studio for a couple of weeks. Why is that, AJ? So what's happened? Come on, tell us.
You can go first.
No, you go first.
You can go first.
You go first.
First of all, it's Olympia time, isn't it?
Olympia time, yeah. Very excited.
Are you excited?
Oh, AJ, I can't sleep.
How many weeks are we out now? 2 weeks and how many days?
2.5 weeks. Let me just work out the math. Yes.
We had Bonak last time, didn't we?
Bonak, yeah. Loved it.
You loved it?
I loved it. Do you know what I liked? I liked the fact that he had such good energy at like 5 weeks out. In fact, I was almost suspicious.
So this is TV world. First of all, I want us to stop to use the name podcast.
Yeah, you said in the house.
That's
today.
for weak guys.
And radio.
Ugh.
Radio. No.
Yeah, this is a TV show.
Yes, but the reason was because when Steve Blackman originally... What?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
When he originally said he wanted a radio show.
Yeah.
Now, the way that used to be done, because I went on MD Radio when Sean Ray, I was a guest. The thing is, he used to record it live. And no, they didn't record it live. It was recorded. But I'd have to get up. I'd have to wait up to like 3 a.m. You all right? You look a bit bored there.
No, I'm waiting for you to... I'm just going to argue your point that this is not a podcast.
So... Okay, well, I'll cut long story short. So I kind of, so we made it more than it is, and here we are. We're in the Pumping Media Studios, and it's become something bigger, hasn't it, AJ?
This is a TV studio.
Yes.
These podcast people are people who put a backboard where it says toilet on, and then they promote some stinky-ass protein, and they talk for 20 minutes on Skype, and it's a podcast.
Correct.
This is not a podcast.
No disrespect to podcasts because they do a fantastic job.
This is not a podcast, bro.
What did Olympia
organize? 6 people coming today.
What did hopefully? What did Olympia? What did Olympia organizer Dan Solomon said? He said it's he said he used to do used to do Pro Bodybuilding Weekly radio in his pajamas, and Bob Chick, and they'd be on obviously in their houses, and they would do it from home. But obviously we've took it a step up. Several steps up. No, so this is not a podcast anymore. Yeah.
People gotta go to YouTube. They gotta watch it.
No, but hang on a minute. People do listen to the audio version.
I don't believe they do.
I've seen the viewing figures.
Are they high?
They're not bad. Not bad. But
where do you see those?
Yeah, but AJ, when we were at Body Power, remember we had like droves of people, of fans coming to us. 3 people. No, and they said all of them, the ones that we spoke to, they'd show on our phone and they'd tag us in, and it was always the iTunes audio.
I don't believe it's for nerds. A proper man watches YouTube.
So only nerds go to Body Power.
I was not feeling Body Power, by the way.
I didn't like Body Power. I had really bad anxiety that day. That's why I didn't speak to Lee Priest.
No, but for me, Body Power, people... Are you a Lee Priest fan?
Olympia. Yeah, let's talk about the Olympia. Yeah, let's talk about the Olympia.
No, Body Power, I expected freaks.
Yeah, but it used to be like that.
Because UK is known for the land of the freaks.
Is it?
Well,
my hometown is. That's why I left.
And when I went there, it was all men's physique, CrossFit. It's just...
There was, yeah, but if you search in all the nooks and crannies, there was little collections.
You have to really look for...
There was little herds of bodybuilders, like herds of them, like grazing.
It's kind of soft, bro, at Body Power. Soft.
Yeah, those guys with the tops off.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah. But in bodybuilding, in the real world, we have a lot of... Tell us, people at home, what has happened to you in the last 3 weeks, and I can tell you what happened to me the last 3 weeks. A lot of things has happened. Real life.
Do we really need to talk about that? Or?
I think people are interested to see what happened in our real lives.
Well, I recently became single after 6 years.
So we don't have to mention the names, but people know. But your relationship for 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years, yeah.
And it ended how long ago?
A few weeks ago.
How did you take that?
Okay.
People want to hear it, Giles. I got things to tell.
I haven't jumped off a bridge, so I'm still here and I'm still happy. So yeah, it was get off the subject actually.
You sure?
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah. I just feel a bit. Yeah. It's things. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to say it. Things work out how they're supposed to. I think so.
Have you taken?
Yeah, but wonderful. AJ,
have you taken the breakup?
AJ, a wonderful 6 years.
Yeah, but have you taken the breakup better than expected, though?
Well, you never know anything until it hits you. So you never know, and the thing is, you're always stronger than you think, aren't you? You always deal with things better. Oh my God, I'm putting on a real downer now.
No, but people, we gotta get hyped later. But because I also got something to say. But so you split up after 6 years, huh? So yeah. But are you ready to date new girls and things like that, or?
Maybe not quite there yet.
Not there yet.
No. So tell me about yours, AJ. Come on. Hey, lots of good things are happening.
Before we go to the good things,
let's talk about the bad things.
Let's talk about the bad things and then the good things.
Right, come on, AJ. Tell me your bad things.
So. This is our
I'm getting really hot and uncomfortable now. This is really out of my comfort zone.
Which month are we at now, Chris?
Up to August.
How many months? 8. So when I started in November, I was like...
Was it end of November or start of December, Chris, we started?
End, I think.
Was it end? And remember when we looked into Phil Heath's eyes? Big green eyes?
So when we started in November, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
It rejuvenated me in November, December, January, February, March.
Yes.
April. May, I started okay. I need more.
Yeah.
I need more. Because each time I went back to Norway, it was a downer.
Yeah.
Because there's no
cat food?
There's nothing, it's just the energy in Norway is not what you get in the UK. It's bodybuilding, it's not really, it's hated. It's not, when you're in the UK and you do this, you're a journalist, correct?
Yeah.
You feel like a journalist, you get treated as a journalist, you get respected in a way as a journalist. And we get a lot of respect from the American fans.
Yeah.
Most importantly, we get respect from the bodybuilders.
Yes.
Not most importantly, the fans, we don't want to say fans, the bodybuilding enthusiasts we get respect from.
Yeah.
But obviously it's the bodybuilders that I looked up to. It's a blessing getting their respect.
Yes.
Because they see we're doing things not to hype ourselves up, but it's to hype the community
and
up.
The industry, yeah.
And
Which the ended, like I said to you in the car, I said, AJ, there's been a lot of negativity in the industry. It seems to be in a bit of disarray in many ways, but there is a lot of good things happening. You know, a lot of good. The thing is, you've got to try and focus on the positives, and what you've got to do, you've got to fight your way through. You've got to fight your way through, and you've got to keep that. You've got to sort of focus on the good things and the people that are sending positive messages, and like the new show next year. This is huge news, and I think sometimes if I'm going to get a bit Jordan Peterson here, but people are very people are drawn to negative. Your brain actually responds more to, like, you go on a YouTube comments and you get a negative comment. You'll remember that one comment as opposed to 20 good comments. So but that's how we are wired. So people are naturally drawn to clickbait, to drama, to stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to say is that. Sorry, go on.
So then last time we filmed, I came back. Imagine, Chris, you've been promoting bodybuilding since you were 11. First time you saw Van Damme, because when I say bodybuilding, it doesn't have to be Lee Haney in the front lat spread.
Yeah.
It could be, what can I say, a muscular, powerful physique.
In a film.
In wrestling, in a movie, when you went to school and some... what's it called? Arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You would try to arm wrestle the teacher because I was bigger than almost a teacher at age 9, So you try to... Things, a macho behavior.
Yes.
Then, as you know, you had some problem with recreational drugs back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped with that before the show.
Well, it was actually. Was that bad? Yeah, it was bad.
Wasn't it bad? Weren't you on the...
Oh, it was years ago now.
Okay, yeah.
To be honest, it's like I don't look back anymore. It's like that's almost like a different version. That's a different person now.
So, 3 weeks ago, they started stressing with my visa, American visa.
Right.
Because I think it's because I've been to a Muslim country on vacation.
Oh, okay.
So they denied my EFTA.
Okay.
And everybody's DMing every day. Hey, when you come to Olympia, all the bodybuilders DM me. Yeah, we're going to have a party. I got these muscle girls ready for you. I got this, I got that.
Over 80 kilo.
You preferably stage weight. They got to be over 80 kilo. Oh, let's say I ain't happening.
That is the criteria, over 80 kilos.
So when all these beautiful bikini girls, this, we don't want to mention name, DM me, I was like, yeah, I don't care. You ain't got 80 kilos of muscle on stage. You're just skinny. It's not that important.
Sorry, what are we talking about now?
When bikini girls DMs you.
Yeah.
Not like, but just,
yeah.
You don't get that excited because they don't got 80 kilos of muscle, bro.
Maybe off season.
It's not the same.
What about when they're really beefy? No, they don't really get beefy, though, do they?
So all of a sudden, boom, I went to a depression 3 weeks ago, Chris.
Oh, no.
I went back to recreational drugs.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I was worried about my dream of this.
Yeah. I always know because you don't respond.
I wouldn't evolve. It was only just being on Instagram and in this TV studio. So that's not enough for me.
Yeah.
Instagram is one thing, but then what happened, Chris? I was at home. Messed up for 2.5 weeks straight, bro. I was completely...
That's hardcore.
I was like...
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. I put on YouTube, I pressed Joe Weider. All of a sudden out of the blue. The Bigger the movie.
I went to the premiere last year, yeah. Fantastic.
It was on YouTube for free for some strange miracle reason. Did you? No, don't... Did you?
2 weeks ago.
And if you press it now... It's removed.
What did you think? Honestly, please.
I enjoyed it.
No, come on.
I enjoyed it.
Come on. You liked it. You liked it. Yeah. You thought it was good. You didn't. What was the positives? What were the negatives?
I like looking back at the olden era because it's nothing to do with me. It's fresh.
Tell me.
I'm not gonna make.
Right. Sorry. Okay. Did you? Well, he said it was great. Did you notice the leg press? I was like, no way did they have leg presses in the 60s like that.
Oh, yeah,
that was a 1986
yeah.
model. Sorry, very nerdy. Sorry, carry on, AJ.
So then I watched the movie. And it reminded me again. We on the motherfucking mission, bro.
Yes.
Yes.
A mission from Joe Weider.
Because I see myself exactly the same as Joe Weider in the way... You saw how he went up to that guy, checked his abs out even though he had a hot girl? I do that many times. I walk out and I can walk in the mall and I see a guy who's got great physique or he has potential to become something epic.
Yeah.
I go right over to him and say, can you hit some bicep shots and what's your diet? But the point is, and the way you drew the cartoons, remember?
Yeah, I do that, yeah. Oh, you've seen the cartoons in my head?
Also, met a lot of racism. Before it was very bad to be Jewish in the 40s.
Anti-Semitism, wasn't it? Yeah.
Now the Jews are controlling more of the bodybuilding. With Joe Weider. And Steve Blackman is
Jewish.
A lot of the judges are Jewish. What is controlling? But like now they're not treated as something below.
Yes, things have moved on a lot since the 1950s and 60s.
So the racism he had to endure.
Yeah.
But still...
Well, that was more 1940s.
This was during World War II. Yeah. So the vision, the tunnel vision he has, he didn't let it affect me. Because I have a lot of racism in Norway because they don't like people of color in Norway.
Yeah, but do they say anything to you?
When I was younger, yeah. Not now.
Yeah.
Again, it's... But back in the day...
I'll tell you something about racism.
Yeah, so it's in Norway it was really bad in that back in the day. Now Norway is more multicolored in Oslo.
Yes.
So it's not the same.
Right.
It's more hidden,
I remember going to Oslo and it was just all like blonde heads of white people. I can imagine you would stand out.
But now bodybuilding is back into those days that we are regressing.
Right.
It's not in mainstream.
Yeah.
It's not on TV. People have used in bodybuilding things in, if you see when basketball player scores or football player scores, they hit the pose.
Yeah.
The bodybuilding pose.
Yeah.
When wrestlers get the championship, they hit the most muscular.
Front of bicep.
Still, we say no bodybuilding in mainstream. We see nothing. It's not. Before, Sergio was in the movies. You know Sergio,
Sergio Levy.
Arnold, we all know. But all the guys were in the movies and things. People, when most Olympia was known as the most handsome man.
So what?
Now it's just like but instead of complaining. So when I saw the movie, Chris, I took my last recreational drug. I threw it in the toilet. Oh, seriously, in the toilet. And for people who don't recreational drugs, you never throw something in the toilet.
Yeah, that's what they do in Wigan.
That's the water, remember? Yeah. Then, since then,
Wigan water.
Cardio, weight training, diet, full mental focus. How can we get bodybuilding bigger? So it was like, boom, that movie, and the next day, the movie was gone from YouTube.
Whoa.
So it's a sign from God.
Chris, I picked him up from the airport last night, and you know when you see like a pregnant woman, and you go, you're glowing. I said, what? I turned and I went, AJ, you look different. What's different? I said, you look...
It's on my Hulk Hogan beard also, though.
I said, you...
Have you seen the Hulk Hogan?
I said, I don't...
NWO.
I said, AJ, I don't want to use the word sexy, because you're a guy, but you look kind of sexy.
It's the NWO. Do you know what that? Do you remember NWO when Hogan went bad? When he went... Okay, anyway. NWO. No, but the point is, now, again, I'm rejuvenated, meaning we have a mission, Giles.
Yes.
Giles, seriously. We have a mission. Because the bodybuilding media is horrible at the moment.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to mention names. Yeah. They're horrible. They're absolutely clickbait. Their way of news is to say something negative.
Yeah.
Let's say
which people are drawn to.
Phil Heath owed somebody a bracelet, they say. This is not a story.
No. Bullshit. Phil told me the story.
Do you think Peter McGuff would sit at home and write, Flex Wheeler owes...
Also, happy birthday to Pete McGuff. He was 70 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pete McGuff. You're a legend and we love you. And, yes, stay with us.
And these are the people can't say... like, clickbaits.
Yeah.
And these people are getting rewarded. Okay, it is what it is.
In the short term, yes.
When I see the YouTube comments on bodybuilding, the lack of knowledge is incredible right now.
Yeah.
We have to change. And it starts with us and other people. And instead of bashing them, because it's shit. They're absolutely horrible. I can't even believe the way they
smashing watermelons and slapping in faces.
Okay,
that's not even bodybuilding.
Nathan Diasha is not with a supplement company anymore.
Yeah.
So people make a news story that Nathan Diasha lost his supplement job.
AJ, and they gloat.
And they gloat, Chris.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Why would I, who love bodybuilding this much, gloat if Bonak lost his job?
Yeah.
And I root for Brandon Curry. Why would I gloat?
Yeah.
The lack of togetherness, it's unbelievably low. And it results in what we are having right now. So that means we're on the mission. It's bigger than just getting ratings, Giles.
Yeah.
It's carrying on the leg. And people might think, oh, AJ's gone mental, or Giles is. that we see ourselves as a big... Yeah. We don't.
No, but you've got to have an aim, though. You've got to have an aim, no matter... I mean, if it's like, right, we have to do this, we have to save... It's like, if you aim for that, then you at least in the process, you're going to do some good. You're going to do some good that's going to help the industry, help the athletes, and it's going to help it to grow. And it's not even helping it to grow, to stop it dying.
So the way Joe Weider was revolutionary for his times, we got to do the same way in our times, because we need to bring it. Well, it starts with us. It starts with Chris. It starts with whoever, RX, whatever channel, Generation Iron. It don't matter. Hopefully, because the bodybuilders themselves start soon. They have their Instagram platform are so big, Chris. They don't need outlets anymore. Yeah. And they won't go on these people's channels when they see the negativity they spread. Yeah. Why would they do that? Would you?
No, not at all. Not at all. So I think we've just got to keep doing what we're doing, AJ.
So that means,
and also up our game.
So when the heart is pure, you will get rewards.
Yes.
And what have we been rewarded with since then? I'm back in it, of course, but other than that,
the Global Muscle Pro Tours.
Brandon Curry Tour is already fully booked.
Yeah. As of this morning, the last slot was fully filled and booked. So we'll get the poster out, for next week, and then we'll start promoting the hell out of it. Because what do you think? Do you think we'll be bringing over a second Mr. Olympia? Do you think we'll be bringing over a second Mr. Olympia, AJ?
100% sure. Yeah. Giles, because
I think everyone wants that.
The difference between other people, forget about other people. We speak to the bodybuilders every day, don't we?
Yeah, always.
Not so we can talk on a show, but because we're generally interested in what's going on in their lives.
Yes.
Because when we have a person on the show, we connect with them, don't we?
Yes, we do, yeah. And also, a lot of what they tell us and discuss with us never sees the light of day. So that's why we're trusted. That's why people... But, that's what we...
So Brandon Curry, he said he is currently he was 247 at Arnold Classic.
Okay.
He's currently at least another 6 pounds of stage weight, but his condition is better.
What? What? Because you were on the phone for ages,
weren't you,
last night? Yeah, you said, yeah. Whoa, that's crazy.
But most importantly, you know this, who competed in a high level.
Yeah.
What's the most important other than genetics and obviously everything and
conditioning?
Yeah, but also your mindset.
The mindset. Yeah, the mindset is what.
Unless you can't stay on your diet.
No, because I'll be honest. A lot of bodybuilders I have met, some of them that get to a certain level have got very good genetics, but they don't actually work that hard. And then you've got other people that don't have good genetics that work hard. And then you have the ones with the top pros who have good genetics that work hard.
Who do you say have good, decent genetics, but works very hard and makes the best of it right now?
What, right now?
Josh Wade.
I think Rowley works very hard.
Yeah, but he's got very good genetics also, huh?
Sorry, so you're saying people
who's got average genetics?
Oh, average genetics
gets the best out of it because they work hard. Their workload is just amazing.
I can't think off the top of my head now.
Sean Clarida, for instance.
He's got good genetics.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's such a
AJ.
Okay, who's got like back in the day? Who got the best out of their genetics?
Best at the Dorian didn't have the. Dorian had good genetic muscle shape, but he didn't have good. Well, obviously, no, he did have good genetics.
He did.
Yeah, but not compared to like the Flex Wheelers and the Kevin Nevrones and.
So it was his mindset really that separated, huh?
The guys with a really iron mindset, the Phil Heath, the Dorian Yates. I don't think Ronnie had that mindset. He was a hard worker. Okay. There's a difference between having a good mindset and a hard work ethic. Ronnie truly loved it. He just loved to. I mean, I've been with Ronnie, and the best part of his day is when he goes to the gym. That's his favorite part of the day. That's when he comes alive. That's when he feels alive, and that's when he's most excited about life. So, like, imagine all those times with Ronnie with the surgeries when he's had his back. I mean, that's like taking a man's soul away. That's why we do see him as soon as he's able. He's always back in the gym training.
So Brandon Curry, his mindset at the moment.
But he's in the best environment he could be in, because look what happened when he went to Kuwait. He was ready to call it a day.
Some guys didn't manage the mindset in Kuwait. Not managed, but
Well,
you know,
no, it's not. Yeah, but it's
you know,
not-
but like Regan Grimes, for instance.
Yeah, but
or
Brandon's he's a very sort of he said he's very easily pleased. He can deal well with isolation, and you could stick him in like in like Rocky in the snow, doing he could exist perfectly well like that, perfectly happy, as long as he Skypes his wife every day and speaks to them and he's doing his thing and he's in his routine. He's perfectly happy. Other guys would go insane because there's no women in the gyms. There's no. I'm not saying Brandon obviously, but I'm saying there's no distraction. No. I'm saying for the other athletes. Yeah. There's no distractions. They've got full focus, and for some people they struggle with that. Like Dorian was. I mean, I've been to the old Temple gym. It was a shithole, but it was. He trained in the gym when it was shut at 11 a.m. and then he'd open the gym a bit later. So there's no distraction. There was no. There was no nightclubs. There was let's go party with this. Let's go party with Dr. Dre, and it's like So it's like and they've got everything at their disposal. Everything. So for some people it works fantastically, and other people it will only work maybe for a very short space of time. It's like when Nathan was kind of
fantastic for him.
It worked fantastic for him, but it wasn't going to work long term because he had a family back home and obviously missed them. And he wanted to be back amongst his friends and family, and but it's hard for some of these guys. Hard.
And also for people,
would be fine for me because I've got nobody at home.
I'm a little bit. Since I'm not from the UK yet.
Watch this space.
He's got a lot of. I will just have to say he has a lot of haters in the UK.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Well,
but he's got a lot of haters.
Let's state the facts. He's Britain's number one. He's won 5 pro shows. So people, everyone in bodybuilding in the pecking order that bodybuilders is going to be beneath him.
Okay.
And they're going to be looking up to him. So he's at the top. They all want to get there. And you know what? Some people don't like when they see someone. There's things like resentment. There's.
I think
I'm saying this wrong. Some people are like that. Some people just maybe I don't know.
I wish he got more respect.
Right. Okay.
I went to his gym, the Prophecy gym, where we all went there.
We went together.
Pop Media went there and filmed.
That's good.
Whose idea was that? Obviously, it was mine and Chris, wasn't it? Josh didn't want to go. He was hungry, I think he said. He said, well, I want my lean kitchen. He didn't want to go. But we went, and
that's good.
I don't know. Obviously, we don't know who owns what or whatever, but it's his gym.
Yeah.
Prophecy Center.
It's a Prophecy Performance Center in Liverpool.
It's a great gym.
Yeah, it was nice.
Clean, fresh air, weights are heavy, machines are machines you need. The cardio equipment is away from the weights that I like. I don't like when the cardio machine is in with the weights.
Right, okay.
I don't like it. I want to be separate,
Yeah.
Away. Yeah, and there was good people in the gym. A lot of strong guys, muscular guys, some men's physique guys, big men's physique guys in the UK is a lot better than men's physique guys in Norway. So that's
right. Okay. I think everything's better in UK.
Not everything.
Oh, what? Well, like what?
I can't go into detail. Anyway, but the point is, Nathan. So he has great, I don't know his kids, but like very charming kids, a wife, beautiful gym. He's still got a lot of sponsors. Like he's really doing the business of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He should get more respect.
Okay.
Don't you think so?
Well, yes.
Or does he need to change behavior, whatever?
I don't know. It's hard for me to say because when he came on the show, he was great. He's very confident. He's very successful. I'm sure he's going to do great at the Olympia. You had him. I think he's going to be. There's a very high chance he's going to be top 6 at the Olympia, which means
What time is it now?
10-2. I think my watch is wrong. 10-4.
What time is it, Chris?
10-4.
Oh my God! We got bad time. I got so many people.
We need to go to the Rami footage because Rami.
One thing, another celebration.
Okay.
You know what happened to Giles?
Oh shit!
He's officially become just like Simon Cowell. He's
a wanker.
Come on now, Simon.
No, I like Simon Cowell.
Billionaire, bro.
I love
Simon. Him a wanker.
Oh no,
he created Spice Girls.
AJ, in Britain, if you call somebody a wanker, it's a term of endearment.
It is. Okay, well,
you wanker.
If you a wankster, you ain't got none. Giles is officially a model.
I'm a model.
Well, that too, but
I'm a model.
What are you now? Tell the people at home, because it's exciting.
I'm an MC host for Miami Pro events. So there's going to be, I think it's 6 events a year, and they want me to host the show on stage. So I'm looking forward to that. So I was...
So even if you have...
That's why I came back from yesterday. I was actually down in London. I was seeing Angie Weston. She's the organizer of Miami Pro. She's had it going 10 years. I've known her 13 years. We've been friends for 13 years. I kind of reconnected a little bit recently. And so she asked me to start hosting her shows. So I'm excited.
So even if some relationships end, other relationship open.
I'm not in a relationship with Angie.
Relationship meaning... relationship as MC.
Not like your friend said, who thought I was in...
No, MC job.
I'm joking.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, this is a joke. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sometimes John's jokes.
No, because one of your friends said, I can't believe John's got a new girlfriend. And it's not my girlfriend, we're friends. We're business colleagues.
So,
we got some bit of racism when we went out for a drink.
What?
In London. I could see people, because obviously she's mixed race. We were together, and I could see it was me in my suit, and... Yeah, I accidentally told the landlady to fuck off.
So...
You don't talk about that?
No, because we want to go to the Rami before we,
Okay.
But at least we on the... Olympia coming soon.
Yep.
We got after October... Okay, so this show, Global Muscle, it's going to be October 1st. We're going on a new deal.
Mm-hmm.
We will see what happens then.
Yep.
I think we've proven our worth more than what we let's just say
all have, AJ.
We deliver way more than we're getting in some ways.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. So hopefully we prove what we're worth, and we will only evolve.
Yep.
We have new ideas, maybe a new format to get more views.
Yep.
Cutting it up a little bit, Chris. We have more viewer anticipation, like we just saw in the beginning of the episode. We have some of our Global Muscle viewers who send us our videos to hype the Olympia a little bit. So thank you for all those videos.
Yep.
It's always,
that was your idea, AJ, and that was a great idea. Thank you.
So it's always fun to see people be more involved. And I can remember when I was 16 and put on... what show did you watch, bodybuilding show, the most when you were... I like to watch the ESPN shows with Ron Harris, for
instance. I never watched any of those TV shows. I never had them. I never had access to them. When I was a kid. No, I didn't. I didn't have satellite TV. I didn't have Sky... What's that funny face? That's a horrible face. I didn't have satellite TV. I had no Sky TV. I didn't have it. I was too poor. No, I was too poor. I just bought all the VHS.
Come on, now you were not that poor.
I bought VHS videos.
You did?
And and I lifted rocks.
No, because back in the day in Norway, for some weird reason, we had American TV. Oh. So bodybuilding was all over.
You had that in Norway?
Norway.
So Norway, actually, in some respects, isn't as bad as you're making it out. Or was it just better then?
Better then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we had American TV on, and then we had ESPN. So we had tons of bodybuilding on TV. It's amazing.
Okay.
So it was like, imagine you're 16 now, and you're on Global Muscle. It's cool, It's you see yourself, not that we are that big of a deal, but it's to have the community together. That's what we're about, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are a lot of news. Quick before the Rami, what's the news? What's going on in the bodybuilding?
Yeah,
I think we should talk about that next show. Let's look at Ronnie because we don't have time. Let's look at Rami now.
That's exactly what I was going to show.
Okay. So what has happened with Big Ramy?
Chris, if you can bring up Big Ramy guest posed at Victor Martinez's event. Also, this is footage of Enjoyment Body NYC. This is a guy who looked like a little mini-me, a mini-me.
And for the people at home,
he's not listening.
Charles, are you a Ramy hater, yes or no? Be fair.
I think he's a lovely guy.
Are you a Ramy physique hater, is better to say.
He's very big.
Are you a Ramy physique hater?
I'm not a fan of his physique.
Why? Well, no, it doesn't matter. But
he's huge. He's impressive, and I'll be honest. When we saw the pictures of him training, I thought he wasn't going to bring what he brought to this guest posing. So, Chris, if you can just play that, please. And I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting him to be this big. I wasn't expecting him to be this in condition. I mean, he looks.
This is from guest posting he did last weekend.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd be at that bit. I mean, look, to be honest, AJ, I saw him at the Arnold Europe in 2017. Like, if you squint, that's pretty much how he looked at the Arnold Europe. It's true. That is, I mean, I've seen close-up photographs, and he looks like 4, 5, 6 weeks out. But here, he looks like he is literally ready to jump on stage at the Olympia in a few weeks. I think he pulled it in well, it's like 3 weeks out now, isn't it? No, he wouldn't be able to get that in. I don't know, maybe. He actually looked like that, the judging last year. What do you think? What do you think? I know it's not the greatest quality footage, but that's good.
I'm really happy he looks healthy.
Yeah,
there were rumors that he was sick and he's small and he's as huge as ever.
Do his calves look bigger? But he looks.
But he's not in proper contest conditions.
What I don't understand is, like, why did he get in this kind of condition for a guest posing when he could have just got a little bit harder? And
I have the answer, of course.
And done the qualifier and did the Olympia.
Why do you think?
Why didn't he get the special invite? Why didn't he just say, look, 6 weeks ago, and he said, look, because the thing is, AJ, the point is, he's been dieting pretty hard. He's 85% contest condition, which you'd expect him to be 90% at this point out from the Olympia.
Is that 3 weeks out quick? Is that 3 weeks out? Yes or no? For him?
He could do it. He probably could do it.
Where would he place, though? He wouldn't win.
No.
Come on now.
Top 5.
That condition ain't beating no Brandon.
Well, top 5. No, he'd probably be top 5.
Yeah, but is that good enough for Ramy at this moment now?
Well, he got 6th last year.
Yeah, but now it's everybody's gone. If Ramy
he could. I don't know. Maybe if he really sharpened up and if he really nailed his condition.
Look at them abs, man. That's not 3 weeks away. Let's see now. Come on, Josh. You're the prep expert.
4 weeks. 4 weeks. He could get in condition. Do you know what I think he should do? I think he should do Romania or the Italy show.
We'll talk
the week
about
after.
it. But is that 3 weeks out? What do you think?
If he really, really, really tried, he could do it. But then I saw a picture of him afterwards with Victor Martinez eating pancakes.
Okay, so it's
in New York. So it's obviously he's not doing it. But the thing is that to get in that kind of condition, he's got to be on pre-contest gear.
For me,
AJ, no, listen. He's got to be on pre-contest gear. So he's not just coming in off-season. He's specifically getting ready for a show. I can see. He's ready for a show. He's going to do Romania. Imagine if Sean Roden does Romania and Ramy.
I think
that'd be as big a show as Olympia.
My prediction feeling is that Ramy.
Okay.
Right now, you see a lot of bodybuilders are more worried about their image than placings. It's not as important anymore.
In what way?
Phil Heath is not. Has he announced anything or what's the deal there?
Well, I don't think he.
Okay. A lot of bodybuilders now are more worried about how to build their brand than compete in like Kai's not doing Olympia because he's worried about his brand and all this nonsense. You know what I mean?
That's what they say.
Yeah, but a lot of people now are like with Ramy to stay relevant.
Right.
All those rumors he's had lately.
Don't get in 90% contest condition like this before the Olympia.
This makes us speak.
Yeah, but I don't understand why he's not just doing the Olympia.
Just like Kai. Why is Kai Green so big right now, not competing?
Oh, I don't know.
Same here.
Yeah, but Kai's a different example. Kai's different. Ramy should be doing the Olympia this year. He should be doing it. And if he doesn't, then he needs to carry on dieting and just do a post-Olympia show. Because I didn't expect him to look this good.
He looks good about this is that we can grill 2 experts today about this topic.
Yes, we can.
Because we won't say their names because let's hope they show up. But we got 2 big names. We're going to harass these questions later.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that because we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. Yeah, but short on time today because we've got many guests in today's.
Maybe you can see a clue here.
Yeah, and also we've. I want a big thank you to High Tech Pharmaceuticals. So, AJ, that's a hell of a clue, mate. What is the clue? Is his initials MD?
Okay, give me 3 of your best pictures of all time.
That one.
That's a discussion.
That one, the rear who of
all the bodybuilding. Quick, go on Google.
No. The rear where the 2003 Olympia with Ronnie.
Wait. Let me find. Don't say nothing. Let's find that first. So people can see at home.
2003 Ronnie Coleman Olympia, where he pulls his arms back and it's just from the back. His glutes is back.
You gotta erase all that porn, Chris. You have on your browser there.
So that's mine actually.
Ronnie Coleman, 2003.
Yeah. Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Pickering? No, it's definitely not the same. No. Ronnie Coleman height.
Pictures, yeah.
Images. There we are. That one.
No, that's not that one.
It's
a little more grayish. You know what I mean? Like, is it that one you mean?
Yeah, that's 2003, and there's 1998.
So which one is your favorite picture? To the right? You can't only have one. You can't have 2.
No, it's the one. If you can go down, Chris, please. We'll define the actual picture because he did that pose a few times. There's an actual. It's just that. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's not on there. Where is it?
There it is.
Yeah, the black and white. I mean, that. Come on.
So you have this by Per Bernal.
Yeah, Per Bernal. Yeah.
Who do you remember who took that picture?
Per Bernal took that.
So you have two of Per Bernal's pictures there.
It might be Kevin Horton.
And the third one is?
I'd say 1993 Dorian Yates side tricep.
Right, 93.
What's yours?
I'll show you. Let's people see those three.
Michael Hearn's hair, is it?
That's people say it's a little bit suspicious, by the way. There are some rumors. Let's not get into people's hairs.
Yeah. Had your hair done recently? Yeah, 1993.
You have this one, really?
The black and white.
No, you mean the black
that's
and white?
the 1990. Yeah, either one really. That one, the 1993 Olympia.
Because I like the grey one better there.
Oh yeah, the black and white one. That's the Kevin Horton shot. This one. That one there. That's the fake. Yeah, for me that is like iconic. That for me is one of the greatest poses from the greatest bodybuilder ever. What do you think?
That's your.
Do you reckon he ever sold those socks? Those famous socks.
My top three are obviously this one. It's also because that was
2009 Jay Cutler.
That was also the time I was like so do you remember that bodybuilding was really peaking in 2009. That was some gangster shit back in them days.
Branch Warren second.
That's my first one. My other one is Lee Haney.
Okay.
When he's in the street hitting the front lat spread.
That's 1995 Dorian, that one. That's the one that Kevin Horton said that was the best version of Dorian he'd ever seen. It was about 4 or 5 weeks out from the Olympia.
Just press it. I don't think it's...
what do you mean?
There to the right.
Oh, the one where he stood on the manhole. That's the one in New York.
To the left.
AJ.
That one.
That was taken in New York, and he was actually stood on a manhole.
That's Lee Haney, the ultimate man.
He's awesome, isn't he? That 91 Olympia.
And my other one is obviously the Phil Heath 3D.
2011, the black and white.
Go to Phil Heath 2011.
That's a good one. Yeah,
black and white.
Sorry.
It's a wrap.
Sorry, Phil. Also, are we going to mention...
people see it first.
No, we're going to mention Cherie. She's been in for surgery, AJ. Can we mention that quickly? AJ?
Yes.
Cherie, Phil Heath's partner, she's just gone in for surgery, so we wish you all the best. And love you guys.
Before I want to talk 1 second about her, let me show the picture first.
2011.
Oh, that to the right, Come on.
Ah, I got that.
Oh!
Scary.
Chris, imagine you walking out of the shower with an erection looking like that.
I do every day.
You know you're going to slay some... anyway. Come on, man. Chris, huh? That is...
I mean, you kind of are a bodybuilding fan, but does that get you aroused?
Not in the same way as you.
No, that's not. Stop that.
Sorry. I mean aroused mentally.
We got some complaints from...
Oh, yeah. No, mention it, because I didn't mean any offence.
He said we were homophobic.
I'm not. Well, I'm certainly not homophobic. I don't think you are.
Are you sure you are?
No, I'm definitely not.
Okay.
No, I apologise. We didn't mean. We get a bit flippant. We get a bit silly sometimes. And one of our viewers, a really great guy. Should we say his name?
Not
Androphile. Nigel Lomax. He got a bit offended. So I'm sorry, mate. We didn't mean genuinely didn't mean any offence. Our intent was good, and we don't want anyone to be upset by anything we say because we can be idiots sometimes.
So Cherie Heath, she had some They said her implants were...
Is it not leaking, but there's some toxicity which leaks into the blood and it causes serious illness.
Yeah, and it
was...
proper
bedridden.
So there was things, her silicone thing had went bad.
Yeah.
So it was yellow, and it made her gain 30 pounds of fat.
Oh, no.
And she hasn't, for people at home, we don't go to her details, but
yeah.
she hasn't even, or sometimes, I think she's been in the house for months.
Yeah. It's basically like being poisoned.
Being poisoned.
Yeah, like, and obviously mentally, physically, it's very, can be very tired and very lethargic. And obviously Phil's been at home looking after her. I mean, those two, they're such a wonderful couple. And have you seen how dedicated they are to each other? I mean, when we were on the tour, Phil talks about her constidly, doesn't he? Constantly ringing her, really,
and it's very...
I like seeing that.
Very... what can I say? We never go into details of what people might do or not do. We're not snitches. But all I know is that in bodybuilding, the cheating rate, what's it called? Rates? What do you say? Cheating.
Well,
the ratings of cheatings are sky high.
Yeah.
And Phil is like...
But we're not judgmental.
Phil is completely opposite.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like constantly. And it's great to see a...
Yeah. He wouldn't even do, when we're on the tour, he wouldn't even do selfies.
No.
One time he actually grabbed me around the waist and pulled me in because it's like, because then they tag in and it's like, it's very, I respect that though, because he would say after, he goes, no, he says, my partner's back home. He says, it's out of respect because, and I respect that.
So we didn't know how bad it is with Shuri Heat. How bad her disease was.
Yeah.
So it's great news. It's out.
And they've also launched their own supplement company, and they work in non-stop on that. So can you imagine the amount of energy and resources and time and energy that takes?
Phil Heath Labs.
And Phil Heath Labs, and she's been, so just hope she's fine.
She's on the rise.
Yes. Nothing. Sorry.
So we got to end it with that.
Yep.
But Shuri Heat, we're praying for your recovery, but it looks good.
Yep. And
we are out.
Wish you the best. Yes, and we're right back after the break with our first guest on episode 34 of Global Muscle Radio. And we are out. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Meter Studios with me, your host, Charles Thomas, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway. And we're joined by...
Sheikha
Nguyen.
Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We saw you. We have a good friend that name is Hector Mendoza who works for Muscle Development.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 days ago, he showed me these pictures on DM. He said, AJ, look at this new female physique competitor.
Yeah.
And he showed me your videos and your pictures. So we went to the coverage of the Vancouver Pro.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we were so impressed by your package that we had to get you on the show to get to know you a little bit better.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah, because it was a great package.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from and things like this? Where have you competed and?
I'm from Vietnam.
You're from Vietnam?
Yes. And I've been competing for 9 months. My last show was last December.
Last December?
Yeah.
9 months?
My first show.
First show was 9 months ago. Hang on a minute.
Well,
I'm just trying to process that.
Your first show was 9 months ago.
What?
Wow.
Okay, so you competed 9 months ago, and you went and you did the Vancouver, and if I'm correct, you did the amateur.
You did the amateur at Vancouver, correct?
Yes, amateur.
Yes.
And then next day I compete at the pro show.
And won the pro show.
And won. Yeah. So for people at home, she's not fluently in English.
Yes.
But we want to have all the new talents on our show. So you're going to the Olympia, of course.
Yes.
Yes. So you turned pro for people at home. She's competed for 9 months.
Yeah.
Went to Vancouver as an amateur.
Yeah, competed November, December to the first show.
Yes.
Went to Vancouver, did the amateur, did the professional the next day, won that, beating...
Who did you beat for second place?
Sheila
Black.
And she's a very accomplished female physique.
She's very good.
Bodybuilder.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So, wow. So which country where do you live now?
I live in Singapore.
You live in Singapore?
Oh, Singapore.
Okay.
Fantastic. So how long have you been training for? How many years?
I've been training for 4 years.
4 years.
For 4 years. Wow.
I don't. Did you do sports before that? Were you an athlete or?
No, I didn't do any sport. I just a skinny girl. Normal person.
I'm sorry. You have to check out this lady's contest photographs. I mean, the development of her legs, her calves. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit blown away by that, aren't you, AJ?
It's very unusual.
Very unusual. I've never heard of anything where someone has just been training for 4 years and got that good. So, I mean, 10 months ago, you'd never even competed, and now you're going to the Olympia. How does that feel?
I feel very happy. I work very hard to get the pro card and win the pro show.
Yeah.
Who do you train with? Do you have a coach or something like that?
Yes, my coach is Nikki Sim.
Nikki Sim, I've never heard of this.
Nikki Sim.
Okay. Is that another pro bodybuilder or?
Yeah, she a pro. IFBB pro.
In Singapore?
No, she from US.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
through Skype. Is that through Skype or do you contact through Skype like this with a video links or photos or?
No, we just email and send picture.
Oh, really? So that's all done through that way. So have you even been to America?
Sorry?
Have you even been to America?
No, I haven't been.
Wow. So in a couple of weeks, you're going to be traveling. When do you travel out to Las Vegas for the Olympia?
Repeat again, I can't hear.
When do you travel to Las Vegas to compete in the Olympia? When do you travel?
On the 7th, I will travel to Las Vegas.
Crazy, isn't
Wow.
That's fantastic.
But you are from Vietnam originally, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how much do you weigh on stage and how tall are you?
On stage, I'm 54 kilo.
54 kilo?
54,
yeah. Yeah.
Must be, how many centimeters?
I only 157 cm.
157.
How tall?
157 centimeters. Sorry? Yeah.
Okay, 150. Wow. Okay, and you still. Where did you think you were going to win the pro when you turned pro in Vancouver? Did you think you was going to win the pro show, or what did you expect of yourself? Do you think you was going to win the show, or?
I never think I win. I just come to the show and show my physique and let the judge decide.
Yeah.
So it's great that IBB, even though she's not a big name, that she can come as a rookie and win. So for people who say politics, she proves that you don't have to be a big name.
I have, especially since the split, I have seen this happen where athletes can just instantly do well. I'm trying to think of someone who's done that actually. Someone who's done that. Anyway, so what are your goals for the Olympia? What are you looking to do at the Olympia? Where would you like to place?
My plan is to come in with the better package than my last show.
Oh, better. So where would you like to? Would you like to make top 10, top 5, or are you just happy to be there?
I hope I can top 5.
Top 5, yeah.
So you're not going for the win?
Honestly, I think she could jump right in there, mate. I really do. She's that good.
The belts and the leg separation.
Yeah. How did you build legs like that in 4 years?
Yeah. How do you train your legs?
I train very hard.
Okay.
4 hours.
What?
Leg.
What?
4 hours.
4-hour leg session.
You train 4 hours leg session?
Yes.
Once a week? 2 times a week? Once a week?
2 times a week. Oh.
Whoa. So.
What?
Sorry, this girl's amazing.
Squatting, leg press, hack squat, everything.
Everything.
How many sets? How many sets would you do for legs on quads?
Many sets. I do very high volume training.
Well, for 4 hours, you need to do high volume, yeah.
I do many sets, yeah.
How many reps? Are you high reps or?
Normally my high rep is 12 reps, 10 reps.
Okay, so not too many reps, but but tons of volume. Four. But do you work your upper body the same, or is this just the legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same. I work the same thing.
So that's how you've managed to build your physique in 4 years by such high volume. How do you? I mean, by 2 hours, are you not? Sorry.
And you're also a mother of 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah, 4.
4, and she's only 30, aren't you?
I think she's a superhero. Chris, I think she's a superhero, Chris.
So, Chris, we found something special for the people at home.
Yeah, very special. I think if you want to look at someone who's got a work ethic and being a full-time mum, managing to train 4 hours and, built a physique in 4 years, won a first pro show, I think we've got a real find here, AJ.
So you train 4 hours every body part?
Depend. Sometimes 3 hours. Yeah.
Wow. How many days a week?
Yeah. 6 days a week.
6. So there's nothing called over.
Okay. So who would you really look up to in female bodybuilding physique? Do you prefer the female physique girls or the female bodybuilder girls in terms of who you look up to? Who are your favorites?
My favorite is I saw Yula Malakan on Facebook.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Juliana McCartney, yes,
Good
yes.
choice. Good choice.
Miss Physique Olympia, and I want to be like her someday.
Wow, I feel good. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have any sponsors and things like this?
Sorry?
Do you have any sponsors or?
No, I got no sponsor.
Well, she's only been around 5 minutes.
So that's what sponsors. You know?
Get this girl signed up. She's incredible.
Because this is something else.
Especially if Sheikha jumps straight into the top 5. I mean, companies are going to be lining up.
Have you seen Shanique Grant or Natalia Coelho? Have you seen their physiques?
I only saw them on internet.
Okay.
On social media, but I didn't realize I didn't see it.
So hang on a minute, Vancouver, was that your first pro show you'd even been to? Had you ever even been to a pro show before to watch?
No, I never been watching.
So she walks into a pro
this
show,
is feeling epic, bro.
walks on stage and wins, and is like, could be top 5 Olympia. I mean, this...
Wow.
This is, I think this is what Asia would call pretty epic.
Yeah. No, we just wanted you on because we were so impressed by your backstory and your physique. And now we've seen...
we'll see the Sheikha at the Olympia, Sheikha.
Yeah, we will see you at the Olympia.
Yes.
Sure, I hope to see you too.
Yeah, we're definitely, because we'll be going around on the Thursday at the Meet the Olympians, and because I guarantee the ones that aren't lesser known, they're kind of like, remember Kamal last year, they kind of sat by themselves. People don't know who these amazing athletes are.
And Sheila Black is a really good female physique.
She's one of my favorites.
And she beat her.
Well, Sheikha, you beat one of my favorites.
Yeah. If people want to follow you, what is your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is Sheikha Nguyen.
Okay, well, we will have it in the description also.
Yeah.
Can we see some shots before you go? Can we see some posing before we end it?
The arms.
You want me to stand now?
Yes, stand. We must stand. Can you stand for us and see some poses?
Yeah. I want to see those quads, man. Those
Jaws.
quads. Wow, awesome.
Can we see the quads?
Awesome.
Look at the legs. Chris, look at this.
Look at those oh my God. Oh, beautiful shape.
Wow.
What a shape. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, look. Very good.
Very feminine as well.
Yeah,
Beautiful feminine
Very
physique.
good, very good.
Fantastic.
So, good luck for this Olympia.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will see you.
Yeah, we will see you
in Las Vegas.
Sheikha, we'll see you on the Thursday night. We'll be going around doing interviews at the Thursday night. I promise we will come and find you and we'll get you for an interview and give you some more publicity because we really want to get behind you because, you're a real find and you're a real fantastic new addition to the IFBB Pro League. So, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, and last thing, I have many friends in Norway who's from Vietnam. Can you say something in Vietnamese for your fans in Vietnam?
Hy vọng là mình sẽ gặp các bạn ở Mỹ.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Thank
she
you.
Just said thank you for inviting me on Global Muscle. So Sheikha, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in Las Vegas in a little over 2 weeks.
I can't wait to see you guys too.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you, Sheikha. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow. AJ, what a find.
Yes.
What a find.
We know where we find the talent that nobody else can spot.
Yeah. I feel like, oh my God, a beautiful shape, like legs. I saw the pictures and I was like, why haven't I heard of this lady? Because she's absolutely phenomenal.
And since we're trying to...
Chris's false teeth fell out. In shock.
I just want, as we are not political guys, we want everybody to have a fair, nobody knows her.
Yeah.
Let's create some hype.
And we were like, oh, this girl doesn't speak any English.
Fantastic. Well, not fantastic, but good English.
I was really, really relieved because I was like, well, I want to give we want to give publicity anyway. But the fact that she could converse, a little short interview there, just to give a bit of promotion because it's like, winning shows is great, but sometimes they've got to really, media outlets like us, it's our responsibility to reach out to them to really try and promote.
We're not going to say the name, but we're trying to brainwash the people at home, so we're trying to brainwash people to let this girl win the fitness class. And we'll see who it is after the break.
After the break. We'll be right back after the break with our next guest on Global Muscle Radio. And we're out. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Meter Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, all the way from Norway, and we're joined for this Olympia special edition by
the front runner of the Olympia Fitness, Missy Farrell.
Missy Farrell, yeah, gotta give her a round of applause, big time. What about?
And sorry to all the guys out there in the world, but congratulations on your wedding.
yeah, another round of applause.
You got married.
Yeah, we got married June 13th. It was awesome. We went to San Diego. Just Matt and I got married on the beach. It was perfect.
Oh, fantastic. How long have you been together?
We've been together for like 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Oh, so you're not wasting your time then.
Yeah. Not wasting
I want him. I'm taking him. He's for keeps.
Matt is a cool guy. I talked to him a lot about on DMs, and we discussed bodybuilding, where it's supposed to go and where it's not going,
and epic home gyms.
Yeah, and that too. So we are how many days away now?
Well, we're about 2.5 weeks. I mean, we're about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
17 days. I have like the countdown on my fridge, so I'm just marking the days off.
So I mean, obviously we had you on a few months ago to get to know you a lot better. So tell us, I mean, how's the Olympia prep gone? Just update us.
Sure. It's been going really well. At the beginning, I did have like a knee scare that I didn't tell anyone about because I just, I wanted to keep it between Matt and I because like when you do have an injury, people will kind of see it as like a weak moment for you. And I didn't want that. I've been like in the healing process and I am 100% now. But at the beginning, I was like probably 70%. I had to get an MRI. I went to an orthopedic surgeon. It was like super serious. And that was from sliding and softball.
Oh,
I think I told you guys.
Oh, you play on a Sunday. You play on a Sunday.
Yes, yeah.
You gotta stop
so
that.
it was the day before my birthday, June 23rd, and I slid to second base and I heard like a pop. And I kind of just like looked up and I'm like, oh my God, that's not right. Like something is like wrong right now. And I like looked over at Matt and I started crying because I like instantly thought like the Olympia's done. Like I can't compete. So it was really like heartbreaking, but I just took some time to recover. And I've been doing a lot of like therapy, like chiro and massages and just taking my recovery this year like super serious.
Was that tendon or patella? Was it patella or tendon?
It was like the meniscus, like the inner part.
Right, okay.
So the surgeon said it was like a partial tear.
Right.
But then when the MRI came back a couple weeks ago, he said there was nothing. So he's like, you have a healthy knee, like keep going strong, you're going to be fine.
Any problems with you? Because obviously being a fitness competitor,
that's very crucial.
Yeah, you've got to be able to move and jump. And I mean, a knee injury pretty much for a fitness competitor is just about the worst injury, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah. It was really hard. I had to stay off of it for like 4 weeks at the beginning of prep. Like I couldn't do any flipping, nothing. So at that time I was really focusing like on diet and making sure I was getting like my cardio in on the elliptical because I couldn't do any like side to side movements with the knee.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Everything seems to be a lot better now, like knock on wood. But
what was it like when you started practicing your routines and you were, the first time you did your flips? Were you nervous and
super nervous? Yeah. I do practice on a hard floor, so I had to make sure like I like wrapped everything up. Right after I would do my stuff, I would go home and do like an ice bath right away, just to take any inflammation I had like out. But yeah, it was really stressful for a while, but like I said, now I'm 100% and everything's like good, moving full steam ahead.
Good.
Can we get us, which song are you doing your routine to this? What's the routine? Can you tell us something we're going to see?
She can't tell you that.
Why not?
Come on, AJ.
Can you tell us something or?
That's basically the one secret they can't
reveal.
But
can we snitch a little bit or
can
no?
We snitch?
Can we?
Okay, so it's more like it's more my type of style. The last routine I did, it was like poppy Britney Spears, like ooh, I don't know. I think the judges sometimes want to see like too like They don't want to see that like giddy girly
Okay.
from me. So I wanted to bring something a little different. So it's more, I'll give you a hint. It's like a little rockish.
I can see that. I can see you as a rock chick.
Like what? Like more rockish? What?
I can see that. I can see that. I can see the
like harder rock.
Motley Crue. Girls.
Oh, a little harder than that.
Wasp. I'm trying to think of 80s rock now. I'm trying to look through. I'm thinking all through my old music collection.
I'm not as old as you.
Well,
so I don't know.
Were you even born in the 80s, AJ?
No. So it's more harder, eh?
A little harder, yeah. It's Okay, I'll give you another hint.
Skid Row.
No.
Oh.
The band starts with an M.
Aerosmith.
What? Chris, what?
Oh, not Metallica.
Oh, come on. Metallica.
Enter Sandman. Oh, okay. AJ, I think we need to go to the next question because we do not want to spoil the big reveal because that's okay. You could tell us on DMs.
Also, what's going? Are you competing in fitness this time? But was it figure next time, or what was the plan? I remember it was fitness this year.
Her physique's improved. It's better.
Thank you. So yeah, the Olympia, I'll be doing fitness, and then there's the Border States Figure Show in San Diego in October, and there I'll do figure.
What about Romania in November?
We're going.
So I don't know if I'm going to be doing any November shows because we have like a shark diving trip, and I just want to make sure that like I can enjoy it, and we're on like a boat for 4 days, and
so you'll be doing figure in San Diego.
San Diego, yeah, figure. And there is also, excuse me, Kentucky Muscle.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of doing that one too. That's like the end of October.
Yeah. I noticed your physique's really improved as well.
Thank you.
So do you want to tell us about that? How your training's gone for that?
Sure. Training has been going really well. Like I said, with the whole like knee issue, I was really focusing on just making sure all of my, I was getting all of my training in, still training like super heavy, making sure that I was getting like all my calories in. I feel really good. I've been really, really focusing on like my hamstrings too and glutes, which, I mean, I'm sure every girl says that, but like I've been like friggin' hammering it.
Every girl says though, but yeah.
No, I was looking at your picture. We posted on our Global Muscle Radio Instagram. We posted a frontal bicep, and I'm always impressed by your quarter turn. It's like actually when I see that picture, I think, oh, she's figure. That's purely a figure. But the fact that you can do fitness as well and, you can alternate, I think it's fantastic.
I just hope they reward it.
Yeah. So what's the goal for the Olympia then? What's the goal?
A win.
Like placing wise or just like in general?
Sorry, just to refresh my mind, how did you place at the Olympia last year? Sorry, I haven't.
Fourth.
You come fourth at the Olympia, so you're right up there.
Yeah.
Right up there. So tell us what the goals are for this year and what you think about the other girls and who's doing it.
Yeah, who's doing it this year?
So
just ask that.
the reigning champ, Whitney Jones, she'll be doing it. She's there.
Yeah.
Another woman, Brielle Graver, she's doing it.
Yeah, she's good.
She won the Arnold this year.
Yeah.
And then the girl who placed third last year, she retired, so she's not doing it this year.
Okay. Is that Ariel?
No, her name is Miriam Capes. She's a Canadian.
Oh, yeah. She's really good. Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah. She's been there for like 15 years or something.
Yeah.
So she retired this year, which is, giving room for like the younger girls to kind of move up and show a different side of like what fitness is now like becoming. So I'm excited for that. I know that my physique has been the best yet, and my routine is like friggin' bang on right now. I'm running it all the way through. So I'm hoping for like a podium finish, whether it be top 3, top 4, top 5, I don't know. I'm just going to give it my all.
How many hours a day do you actually practice your routines for the Olympia in the run up to it? Because obviously the thing is that fitness have to train and prep so hard because it's not just about your physique. It's about the gymnastics, all the choreography. It's like I always feel really bad for the fitness girl because they have to work so hard.
Right. Yeah. So now I'm like really hammering it. I'll go to the gym and do like my lifting, whatever it is that day, back, and then, or like legs or something. And then I'll go up into like the cardio, like, like Zumba room area, and I'll run my fitness routine. I'll do it like twice full out with all my flips, everything, facials, how I would do it on the Olympia stage. Usually it's kind of funny. I'll like pretend Bob Ciccarello's talking, like announce my name, and then I'm waiting there with my music, and then I go into it. I want everything to be exactly how it's going to be on stage. I'll wear my hair like the same way, just in case if like hair starts going in my face, I know how to like get it out quick.
Brilliant.
I have the same problem.
So I yeah.
So do I.
No.
I do that about twice a day. I'll run my routine full out, and if I'm not feeling it that day, like something's not feeling right body wise, I'll just sit it out, because recovery is better than getting hurt at this far out.
Watch that knee.
Yeah.
yeah. So, AJ, because we've backed up with guests. So, anything else?
No, we just wanted you on. Quick update. We wanted to feature more fitness competitors, because it's we just want more people to know who you are.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to see you in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and also big thank you to Nguyen for alerting us to Missy, because she's awesome and we want to see her win the Olympia.
And we have to see some muscle shots before you go.
Show us the guns. Yeah! Oh my God, look at her shoulders, man.
We got to see.
Awesome shoulders.
Let's see.
Love the delts.
Thank you.
Oh.
Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. All right, then, Missy, well, it was really happy to have you back.
Where can people follow you at?
Oh, she's changed it now. She's changed it.
I know.
I
That's why I asked.
Missy Truscott.
Mrs. Missy Truscott.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then. Well, please give us our best to your husband, and hope the shark dive. Hope nothing goes wrong on the shark dive, because
we see her before the shark.
You got to watch those sharks, man.
Bad.
I'll film it.
Bad humor, bad humor.
Well, you're from Norway. I don't expect you to get my British humor.
I'm sorry.
Although Chris doesn't get it either. Okay, thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas.
Yeah, see you at the Olympia.
All right, Missy.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, cool. Oh, I love Missy. She's awesome.
Missy on the rise.
She's on the rise.
On the rise.
Imagine if she wins. Imagine if Sheikha
She wins.
Nguyen wins the Olympia. They're going to be like, these guys are they're like mystical.
We got to go because we have another guest.
Yes, we do. Okay, we'll be right back after the break with our next guest on Global Muscle Radio. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio for this Olympia special. We're joined by
John Delarosa.
John Delarosa, yes!
What's going on, guys? How are you guys?
John, I'm loving the beard, mate.
Thank you. It's my war paint going to the Olympia. It's I normally do it.
Somebody sneaking in the background, John?
Sneaking, mate. You've been watching.
You've been watched, John, in the background?
You're under surveillance.
Oh, yeah? Who's watching?
I don't know. Somebody showed up on the back.
My girl walked in there.
No, she didn't like it. So John, she left now. So
come over here.
We can see you. I can see her.
Yeah.
So John, how are you feeling? How many days now?
You've asked me that 3 times.
How many days is it left, John?
17 days.
We got 17 days, yes.
17 days.
17 days. I feel very, very, very excited, motivated, and confident in the package that Neil and I have put together, and Flex. We've been working really, really hard. Pretty much since I got off stage in Toronto. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but I had an umbilical hernia surgery.
Oh, really?
About a day after I got back from Toronto, which worked out great. I mean, Neil wanted to take 2 weeks off from training, and we still stayed on my diet, but he wanted me to let my body break. So as soon as I got back, I fixed my umbilical hernia, and 2 weeks, 10 days later, I was back in the gym training. So we hit the ground running, and I'm really, really excited. It just seems like the opportunity, not just for myself, but for a lot of the guys that have been kind of overshadowed, I guess, by the guys that have been in the sport a long time. It doesn't seem that there's that many of those guys in this lineup this year, and it's going to give a lot of the guys like myself and Juan and Steve a chance to get a look at what we look like against the so-called top guys. So it's exciting.
So how's training going with Flex Lewis?
Good, man. We've been we're firing on all cylinders, man. We're training hard and heavy and again, my confidence is at an all-time high. I am super excited. I just want the chance to I keep saying it's not a height competition. This is not. I don't want to be judged on being a quote-unquote short guy. If that's the case, why is Bonac a top 3 guy, top
Correct.
4 guy?
And Dexter.
So I want the opportunity to stand next to those guys and be compared fairly next to those guys.
So I mean, your condition, I'd say probably your best condition was Toronto. And the show previously, I think you looked almost as good there. But how's your physique looking now? Are you happy with the condition? Is Neil? Most importantly, are Neil and Flex happy?
Oh, Neil and Flex are. Neil's very, very, very excited. Flex is really excited too. I'll just say this: I woke up at 238 pounds. I competed in Toronto at 233.
Oh wow!
So. I mean, if I just start to pull some water, I'm right there.
Yeah.
We got about 17 days left to just keep getting tighter and keep improving on the package that we have envisioned for the show. And we're going to be better than Toronto. We were talking about this yesterday. I had the fullness that I would have liked in Puerto Rico. My legs seemed a little fuller and rounder. I think we pulled down a little too hard for Toronto to bring that extra sharpness. Worked out for us. But it did sacrifice a little bit of fullness in my legs. So we're gonna really just take our time losing that water this time instead of like really rushing down and forcing the condition.
Why are you so confident this year, John? We spoke a little bit yesterday. Why are you so confident, John? This year, because I'm really, we talked a little bit yesterday. I was sitting at your house strolling, and I was like, all of a sudden I was like thinking, John Delarosa, man, this might be his year.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking.
We dropped a couple of names, and we were speaking last night at the house, and we were saying, come on, who's the ones that are going to be the ones jumping up? And yours was one of the names, John.
So
why are you so confidently this year?
I think I've really gotten back to just loving training and doing what I love. And I think that mindset is everything. Unfortunately, the last few years I've been going through some things, as we've spoken about. And this year my mind is just clear. I wake up every morning and it's this vision of what I need to look like is very, very clear. I mean, I get goosebumps now just thinking about being compared to. Again, I felt like I've always just needed that opportunity to get compared to the guys like a Dexter, like a Bonac. Those guys I can compare to, but I've never had that opportunity to stand next to the guys. And it's not anybody's fault but my own. I've never been able to bring that condition.
Yeah, you didn't really have the conditioning before. You're one of the guys that was like, oh, not again. Like, I saw it at the Arnold last year, and I was like, oh, come on, John, please, mate.
Yeah.
Come on, get it. No, seriously.
Relax.
No,
Now.
I was
He's
like,
still here.
come on, And then like this year, I was like, yes, this is more like it. I put you on my MD column, and I said, this is what we want to see. This is the John Delarosa we've wanted to see for years.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's nobody's fault but my own. And I feel like this year, working with Neil, the different approach to a diet, it's just all clicking, and that's why I'm not an overly boastful person. I'm not overly confident, and I'm not going to call anybody out. But I feel like going in with 2 wins, and honestly speaking, looking at the lineups this year, I feel like I could have won a lot more shows. Again, I just feel like people will pay attention when I step across that stage. I will no longer be the guy that's like, yeah, John's good, but I'm forgotten about. I think this year I have the opportunity to say, you know what, John's a real contender.
With your physique, if it's absolutely shredded and all the muscle separation and detail is there, that is like a top 5, top 6 guy, because you've always had that silhouette. You've always had every body part. You've had, the thickness, the size, the roundness. It's like, it's all been there, but you just lack that really finer detail. But I think at Toronto, it was like, this is heading up towards a 95% version. It's like, another couple of percent better. And that is someone that can be compared with anyone.
Yeah, that's what me and Neil were saying yesterday. Like we were going over the game plan for the next 2.5 weeks, and we're ready now. And he's very, very excited about that, because going into, as you guys know, New York, he didn't feel I was 100%. But I felt I needed to do it because I wanted to go back home. I wanted to be with my friends and my family and get up on stage. And it was more than just winning the New York Pro. Of course, I was shooting to win, but it was more about letting everybody know, like, hey, I'm okay. I'm here. I'm still going to be able to compete at a high level. And then I continued to go into Puerto Rico. I kind of redeemed myself there. And then in Toronto, it just took my confidence and was like, you know what? I can fucking do this. I can I can be at the top with these guys.
Big time.
And like I said, ever since then, it's like the hunger and that fire just lit up tenfold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've asked, just for the sake of the viewers, if this is they don't remember the episode, what are the goals for the Olympia in 17 days' time?
So the goal initially, I'll be brutally honest, and I think there's a lot of power in the word that we speak, right? And the thoughts that we have. Initially going into this prep for the Olympia after the Toronto Pro and the Puerto Rico Pro, Neil and I had set a very large goal, I would say, of placing in that top 6. We believed that if we bring the Puerto Rico Pro or Toronto Pro package, we can land somewhere in that top 6. Obviously, there's guys that are very, very good, but if I bring that package, we can contend for that top 6. Now,
it's going up now.
Our goal has shifted, and we're looking at a top 3-4 spot.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he says it.
Yeah.
But there's always, thing is, every year there's always someone that. What do you think?
So you're taking out Steve Cutler and Juan Morel at this Olympia, John?
I believe. Look, and I love those guys. Juan is one of my best friends in this entire world.
He's one of his best friends.
Steve Kuklo is an amazing friend of mine too. He's a very good dude. But I feel at this stage my physique has surpassed what they're capable of doing.
Wow.
Again, I just feel I'm more balanced. I'm going to bring the conditioning. I have more muscle tissue in some places that some of those guys don't have. For instance, Steve doesn't have very much of a good backside. So I think when we turn around, and then, I think that I'm just a little bit more complete than Juan. So, if all things are being judged, top to bottom, left to right, it's going to be hard for some of those guys to compete.
Shredded with all the separation.
Roundness.
I can visualize. I can have one of my visions.
Oh.
I could see him compared with the Dexter, the Bonac. I could see it. I could honestly see it. I could see it. I can just see it.
Yeah.
And I want them to really compare them without what they've done in the past. We don't care what they've done in the past.
AJ, imagine his riddle bicep, sliced and diced, separate, everything's just popping. Can you imagine that next to anyone? Any of those top 5 guys?
Yeah.
We just wanted you on a quick update because we think you are the one to look out for. As people won't maybe predict you in the top 5, but we think you have
first call out material.
Guaranteed.
That's the goal, right? I mean, I thank you guys very much. Always supporting me and always pushing me to be better.
Yeah.
But the goal here is to make people take notice. And like I said, I'm excited because I have the opportunity. We never want to celebrate people's misfortunes.
No.
Right? And unfortunately, there's a lot of guys. As a fan of bodybuilding, it sucks that the Phil Heaths are not doing this show. It sucks that the Sean Roden isn't doing this show. As a fan of bodybuilding, but I'd be shooting myself in the foot if I'm going to tell you I'm not going to take full advantage of the opportunity that they're not there.
Got to.
Because I have the opportunity now to be compared to those top guys where I feel I belong. So if I'd be shooting myself in the foot if I'm not working 10 times as hard to take that opportunity and make the best of it.
John, are you going to keep the beard for the Olympia?
No.
Oh, you're going to shave it off the night? You're going to do a Flex Lewis and get it shaved off the day before? I tell you what, you're even going to go...
that beard is epic.
Hey, AJ, he's even going to go to the same place where Flex gets his beard shaved.
He gets it...
Hey, I'm asking John. Are you going to go to the same place where Flex goes?
Actually, the guy's coming to my room.
He's a celebrity now. They're coming to his room.
Flex, yeah, it's a Welsh thing. It's a Welsh thing.
Okay,
they have someone come to them, shave the beard. It's like Flex's ritual. So obviously, this is I see what he's doing.
Yes.
Just one question. Victor Martinez, what's going on there? Is he retired now? What's going on? Is he coming back?
No, Victor will be competing next year. Good. Unfortunately, he had a lot of stuff going on this year. His wife just gave birth to another child.
Oh, wow.
So, not too long ago. So he's got a lot going on and just trying to find a place of stability. So, if there's too much going on in our lives, it's very hard to stay focused, get your meals in, train, and do everything we need to do as bodybuilders to be our best. So I think he decided to just shut it down. He was going to do Tampa, and then his life is just crazy right now. So he will be shooting for the earlier shows next year, but he's not retired. Victor's far from done. I won't let him retire on the more recent shows that he's done. He needs to come back, give it 100%.
That Arnold Classic was shocking. What happened to him?
And his
he looked amazing.
Retirement show. You and Morel have to do it.
It'd be good.
Absolutely.
Like the Dominican boys, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, John. I'll catch you at the Meet the Olympians on the Thursday night. We'll come and grab you for an interview.
Awesome.
You'll probably won't have the beard by then, so I'll make sure you.
I'm shaving it Friday morning.
Oh, okay. So I'll look for a bearded guy. I don't want to get mixed up with Rolly because Rolly has a beard as well.
Yeah.
So AJ's not feeling us. Right. Okay.
Hey, and again, thank you guys for the mention on the MD.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, he even has a copy.
That's my MD Global Muscle Buzz collar every month in MD.
I gotta shout out my boys, right?
Yeah. That's good.
I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are all awesome, and I thank you guys for having me on the show again.
No worries. Okay, mate. We'll see you in Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Thanks, John. Bye.
Bye. John Delarosa, the one to look out for.
Yeah, John Delarosa and Steve Cutler. They're the two that are going to...
And actually, can you take out Morel and Kuklo? Then you just got to let him speak. John Delarosa.
Yep. Okay, we're going to go... we're quickly going to move to our next guest. So we'll be right back after the break on MD Global Radio. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Meter Studios, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway. And we're on for this Olympia special with the Dennis James. Yes! Thank you for coming back, Dennis. Yeah, clap yourself. Come on. Clap yourself. Sorry, what'd you say?
First, thanks, guys, for having me back on your show.
Yep.
The setup, man. You guys look really professional.
Yeah, we try.
We just look it. We're not really...
We're styling it out. Yeah.
Your short clips we made from you was one of the most popular one we ever had on.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, more than other... Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, because we do a 3-hour show, but we also make them up into short clips. And your ones got mega views. So you listening to that, Steve?
I'm glad to hear that. That's nice. That's good to know. So maybe we should do this more often.
Yes, okay.
So this Olympia, Dennis, even though some people are crying, we're excited.
Yeah.
Because as bodybuilding fans, for me especially, and a lot of old school bodybuilding fans, it doesn't matter who shows up. We're excited no matter what. How are you looking for this Olympia? What are your feelings towards this Olympia, Dennis?
I mean, how can I put this? I don't want it to sound weird.
Okay.
But I'm trying to, I've been to a lot of Olympias, on stage and off stage. So I've seen the Olympia as a competitor and as a spectator. You know what I mean? Just as a fan of the sport. Like every other fan who buys a ticket to watch the show. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to don't have to buy a ticket and get all access, but I'm still a fan and I still want to see the prejudging like a fan in a seat. So the Olympia is the most prestigious show, no doubt about it. Okay? In the past, I don't want to say how many years, it's just, let me put it this way. The Olympia used to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
You qualify for the Super Bowl, that means the best competitors in the world, not in the, around the world, will meet that weekend to decide who is the number one bodybuilder in the world. And at this point, it's just not the best of the best on stage anymore.
Right now, no, but
I'm talking this year. It's because we still consider Sean Roden the best.
Yeah,
he's the reigning Mr. Olympia. Phil Heath, number 2. You know what I mean? And then we don't have Kai Green. So the best the most talked about bodybuilders on the planet are not in the show, which doesn't make the show less interesting, because it is probably more interesting this time because there's no clear-cut champ going into the show. There's nobody that has the Olympia bonus that he has from winning the show the previous year. So it's going to be different because all these guys that are usually fighting for a top 6 spot are fighting for the title, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say that Phil, Rolly, Brandon, William, that they can't beat Phil Heath. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that these guys are usually never so motivated. There's a difference of the last couple of years going in this year. Brandon Curry, in particular, Rolly Winkler, and William Bonac, and also Dexter Jackson. I don't think that they were training to win the show in the past couple of years.
Right.
I just training just to be in the top 3, the top 4.
Yeah.
And this year, this is a whole different ballgame. Now there's a chance of each one of these guys going in to win the show.
So you think they'll be stepping their game up now that they know that there's a vacant seat?
Yes, I think their motivation's got to be on an all-time high. It's got to be almost ridiculous being so damn motivated, knowing that half of the world is talking about you potentially winning the show, which they never did. When was the last time they talked about Rolly Weekly possibly winning the Olympia or Brandon Curry? Never.
Yeah, I was talking to Sean Roden, this is about maybe 5-6 weeks ago, and he said to me, Giles, I'm still prepping. Obviously, this is after all the news came out, and they said you couldn't do the Olympia. And he said, Giles, I'm still prepping. And we've looked on his Instagram. He's still training. He looks like he's dieting. What were your feelings on that when you heard that he was doing that? What was your feelings?
Well, number one, we talked about this before, I think, did we? Yeah. Sean Roden?
Briefly, yeah.
Well, he didn't do what he's accused of, obviously. You know what I mean? It's just that, he has to clear his name, and this is going to take some time. He's probably hoping that it will clear before the Olympia, which I don't believe it will, because the justice system's not that fast in the United States.
But why prep? Why prep?
Because I think this is what keeps his mind focused. He got to get away from the shit that he's in. So you got to have a couple of hours a day where you don't think about your case. You're being accused of something that you didn't do. Go to the gym and do what you do. You know what I mean? And have a couple of hours a day where you don't have to think about that bullshit. Because other than that, if it's not in the gym, what is he doing? All day, he's listening to how the world is talking about all the other guys potentially winning the Olympia. Nobody puts his name back in there, and he's the reigning champ. So he needs to stay focused, needs to do something else other than think about a case.
But it's only the Olympia he can't do. What's to stop him doing Italy the week after, or the Romania show in November? Do you think he'll jump in one of those shows?
And would you recommend him to do one of those shows?
Yeah.
No and no.
Why?
Because there's no fucking... Can I curse on your show?
Yes, you can. We do.
There's no fucking way he can focus and prepare like the Mr. Olympia coming to defend his title. There's always something in the back of his mind. So he's just training just to keep his time, keep occupied. He just don't want to be sitting at home thinking all kinds of shit. So he's not. By looking at his videos, he's not. I wouldn't have him in contention looking the way he does right now.
Yeah, but he's clothed. You can't. Can you really tell?
Yes, we have seen him in the gym next to Stanimal.
Yeah, but
I've seen videos and pictures, and it just doesn't look like and somebody that can win the Olympia in 2 weeks.
Can you tell though when they're fully clothed in hoodies?
No, but he's released pictures of himself in singlets now.
I'm talking about post-video, tank top pictures.
Yeah.
Condition. I'm talking condition. We know Sean is not the biggest guy anyways, but he doesn't look like somebody that's going to win the Olympia in 2 weeks.
Are you sure they're new pictures? Because he reposts old pictures, doesn't he? And I think sometimes, no?
I'm talking about a posing video that he was doing.
100% new.
Well, I mean, if you post some old shit, if you still, it will be a mistake for us to be. But I'm just going by what I see.
Okay.
So
if it's old, I looked at it as new.
Yeah.
Judging by his haircut and stuff. So, but still, I mean, he looks good, but he doesn't look like he's going to be winning the Olympia in 2 weeks. And for him to do a show in Italy, he has nothing to win to doing that show. For $10,000, to might lose, get beat.
Yeah.
He's still reigning Mr. Olympia champion for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, but surely you don't want that prep to go to waste if you are properly, really prepping. I mean, I just thought better than nothing. Finish off the year on a high, win Romania, get some hype built for next year. Hopefully, when all this mess is cleared up. What do you think? I mean, I'm just.
If you're not 100%, why would you want to go against these guys a week after the Olympia when everybody's at his bad?
Yeah, but he probably knows he can't do the Olympia, yet he's still prepping. I'm trying to work out the mindset of why he's doing that.
Still prepping because he still thought and he still believed in his mind that, he cleared before the Olympia and then AMI is going to clear him to jump into the show. Yeah. That's what he was hoping for. But still, with the hope. I've done this before. I've prepped for an Arnold where I wasn't invited. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For an Arnold, my first Arnold in 2000, I prepped for the Arnold and I wasn't invited. Because I did the Ironman and they told me if I placed top 5, I didn't get a special invite for the Arnold a week later.
Yeah.
And I was 6th.
Oh, no.
So I didn't get nobody talked about the Arnold, so I was still prepping, half-ass prepping.
Yeah.
Until Wednesday night where I got a call from Peter McGough saying Jim Mannion just confirmed you got an invite. That was my first Arnold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that's only a couple of days. There's not much you can lose in a couple of days.
Yeah.
But it's been weeks and weeks of having this case going on, having to read what people say, negative and positive. It's not all negative. It's not all positive. But it's a lot of stress. And stress and preparation does not really go well together. But it's good for him just to stay occupied, keep his mind, focus on something else other than, what's going to happen with this case. But I highly doubt that he is prepping like he is going to be going to the Olympia and like he is going to defend his title.
Some question. We got a lot of questions, other news, but with Roldan's case, what's good at least is that the social media or the bashing, whatever, is gone really down.
Big time.
For him, I've seen on his social media, he's not getting harassed like he did when it was announced. I think he's handled it, Sean Roldan, in a good way.
Yeah.
He's walking with his head high.
And the lie detector he passed. 2 of them he passed.
Well, the best way to handle things like this is just to shut up. Don't read it if you can't handle it.
Yeah.
Going back and forth with people writing shit is not going to help. But there's no such thing as negative news. I mean, even negative news is going to end up. Look at Kim Kardashian. She did a fucking sex tape and she got famous off of that. You know what I mean? So, people get arrested for some bullshit. The whole world thinks you're guilty. All of a sudden, they find out, it wasn't really like that. Next thing you know is, you get more followers because of that shit that you were accused of. And, and it came out that, it was wrongly accused. So, I knew this was going to blow over after a while. You know what I mean? But like I said, the best thing is just to stay away from social media if you can't handle it. And just wait till it kind of dies down. You know what I mean?
Do you think he can win it back next year?
I think yes. If Sean Roldan is 100%, he can win it. I mean, especially this year. This would have been the year for him to win it the easiest way without Phil. He didn't really have who's going to compete with him coming in at his best.
Brandon Curry.
The only one that can compete with him symmetry-wise would be Dexter Jackson and Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry doesn't have. He still has a little bit of imbalance from lower to upper body. It's still, you really have to dig holes to find some flaws. You know what I mean? I don't want to call it a flaw, but next to Sean Roldan, it would look a little bit more obvious that his legs are not up to par. Now, his legs don't come up, so let's see what they look like when they're really separated and striated. And I believe that Brandon Curry will be his biggest threat. But without Phil, this would have been Sean's year to go for number 2.
A lot of people, you started off with Phil is not doing it, Roldan is not doing it, so and so. I noticed you mentioned Kai Green. How long you always competed no matter what, and you retired at age, what age did you retire again?
Really retired or retired?
Retired.
Well, I retired from the Olympia stage in 2010, which was the age of 44. Then I did the amateur Olympia. Masters.
So the same year, Kai Green is currently 43, 44. So how long will you say he is able to win this Olympia now? Because you see the top guys, and you still mention Kai Green. How long will you keep you mention Kai Green as a possible to win this Olympia? Isn't time running away soon?
You have to mention Kai Green because he's probably the most popular bodybuilder on the planet. I mean, how can you not mention Kai Green when it comes to the best bodybuilders in the world? I mean, even we don't know what he looks like on stage. We just know what it's like off season, lean all year round. He looks good. He looks like he needs a few weeks to get ready for a show. But that doesn't make him Mr. Olympia.
Do you think he can compete, and do you think he will compete again?
I think he will compete
again. Yes. Yeah, I've seen something in his eyes there. He knows something we don't.
Can you smell what
I'm smelling something.
Can you smell what you don't understand that?
The Rock is cooking.
These guys don't understand what they mean. Can you smell?
I smell. Oh, it's myself.
Is that out now, or what's going on with that? Can we talk about it? Or?
The new show next year. Are we allowed to talk about that, Dennis?
Well, there's not much to talk about. We don't have all the info, do we?
I have some info.
I have some info too, but I don't know if it's okay for us to talk about it before they publicly announce everything.
Well, in the interest of press credentials next year and getting some, I think out of respect to them, we'll let them announce that. But obviously there's good things coming, isn't there? We can say that, can't we, Dennis?
Yes, absolutely. It's absolutely a fresh air coming in.
I agree.
To the Pro League, and I think this will be
a good addition.
This will be, I'm almost say, a game changer.
Yes.
If it goes down the way it should, because not only because it's. Guys, the Olympia is going to be the Olympia, regardless.
Yeah.
So, and remember 20, 30 years ago when Arnold had his first Arnold Classic? It started, and then the Arnold Classic got stronger and stronger and stronger. And today, you see the same guys compete at the Arnold Classic. The only difference from the Arnold to the Olympia is a huge prize money gap. You know what I mean? So now think about it. Think like somebody coming in with crazy prize money, not only for the guys, for the whole fucking roster, for all the girls, everybody getting paid to compete in that show, to win, just to place. So who wouldn't want to do the show?
Yeah, and I think this is the last thing we should say on it. I think it will boost the Olympia because it'll be in the run-up to the Olympia, and I think it will help the Olympia stay at the top. That's what I think.
Run up, you mean after Olympia, you mean?
Before.
Listen, I'm not even thinking about promoters, and I'm thinking athletes. This is the best thing that can happen for the athlete.
Yeah. 100%.
So let's not think about the promotion and who's involved, because we all know Dwayne has probably the biggest publicity companies backing him up, but it is for the athletes. Yes. And this is why I'm happy. I wish this would have been 15, 20 years ago, because that would have been a show where you can this could be a show where you place in the top 6 and you get paid real money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Money.
Speaking of Dennis James, the reason why you were a super legend because you were a freak. That's why what people love. Yeah, because
great teeth as well.
Yeah, but we like the freaks. So speaking of freaks, what's the reason for Big Ramy looking so good? And he's not asked, just to make it clear, Big Ramy has not asked for no special invitation. So the IBB Pro hasn't denied in any split because there's nobody's asked. Why is he in such good shape and what's going on? What's he doing? You know him better than us. What's in Ramy's mind right now?
Well, I haven't talked to him about this. We'll talk, but I haven't asked anything about why. The conversation we had was that he's still trying to do Tampa. Obviously, he couldn't. Looking at the guest appearance, he's in good shape, but he's not.
Hang on a minute. Why did you say obviously he couldn't do Tampa?
Because he wasn't.
No, because I thought you said he was insinuating he couldn't do it for a reason.
No, No, he tried to do it. That's from what I heard from him. He tried, but he said he doesn't know if he's going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry.
So I guess he didn't make it, and judging him by the guest appearance, that wouldn't be enough.
No. Yeah. Correct.
He's lean, he's super lean, because we all think off season. We haven't seen him in a year. But if that would have been 2 weeks out, you're going to have some work to do, especially from the rear.
So they're looking at the video, because I was looking at it this morning, and AJ asked me, how many weeks out do you think he looks? Now, he looked sharper in the video than he did in close-up photos, of course. But, like, how many weeks would you estimate that he looks out?
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
3 to 4?
Yeah. That's what I think. 3, 4.
Without doing anything drastic.
3 at a push? 17 days at a push? No.
Do you want to hear my theory?
Yes, please.
My theory is he's going to qualify in Italy. Or he's trying to qualify after the Olympia.
Yeah, that's 24 days away.
Well, there's two. There's 2 shows. There's one in Italy and I think one in Romania.
Oh, he's going to both.
Yeah. No, because when he did the guest posing, that was that'd be 26, 27 days out. Now he looks where he should be, I think, for someone that size.
Yeah. Stress-free, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I was excited.
Think about it. If he doesn't do the Olympia, why is he dieting and getting ready? So he can get this qualification out the way, and then he has the whole 2020 to prep for the Olympia only.
It's going to be good.
That's yeah. I'm getting very excited about Ramy.
People around the world. Dennis James is a man of like Pitbull, Mr. International.
Yes.
So the
You mean the Pitbull, the singer?
Oh wow, you know him too?
Yeah, the bald guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
Charles, you're scoring points now.
I'm educating myself.
Yeah.
Becoming more street.
The non-American audience are not feeling Cedric McMillan's qualification. The American audience is a little bit yes because of the military and so on and so forth.
Because you think he serves the country, because he didn't serve Germany or Italy, or that's why they don't feel him like that.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on this qualification? Do you agree? What's your opinion?
There's yes and no.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you first why not. I don't think anybody should get an invite unless
they're Gunter.
It's for Joe either.
Unless it's Gunter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but on a side note, there's a difference because Cedric he did compete this year.
Yeah.
He did try to qualify. He was 1 point short of the qualification.
Arnold Australia.
Yeah, and he couldn't do further shows because he was deployed.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, but was he though? What do you mean? Wasn't he doing touring in? I don't know.
Well, I think he should have won the Arnold Australia. I think he should have won.
This is what I heard, and if this is the case, then I can understand that they say okay, because all he needed was 1 point, which means he would have just had to place any of them shows in the top 5 to qualify for the Olympia. So therefore, they gave it to him. That's why I say it's okay to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he only got the special invite a couple of weeks ago, so he must have been prepping. I mean, he must have been. You can't just give someone a special invite 5 weeks out and then say, right, prep for the Olympia. He must have been on a prep.
I guess he put in an application. I don't know.
Had to be because unless he was doing Romania or.
But I salute the.
I assume he knew he couldn't do the shows because of work, and then he asked for it early.
But he was prepping though.
But I think people are crying a little bit too much. I think it's just good for Olympia. All rules are made to be broken, bro.
Listen, if they give Kai Green an invitation, why shouldn't they give Cedric one?
Because Cedric is a main event player. Kai Green is a main event player, and Cedric has never even been top 5 ever at Mr. Olympia.
7th is his highest.
And Cedric is my dark horse this year if he comes in shape for the first time.
Dennis, I said in one of my Dennis, I said in one of my MD columns a few years ago. I said I think the two that could. This was about 4 years ago.
This will never happen.
Listen, I said the two that have got the potential knockout punch to win the Olympia and take it away from Phil Heath, Sean Roden, and Cedric McMillan. And I'm telling you, I think Cedric looked absolutely fantastic at the Arnold Australia. And what do you think if he brought a package as good as that, if not better? How do you think he could do?
All Cedric needs to do is be peeled from front to back, inside out. Then he has the most flawless physique that is active today. More flawless than Sean Roden. Sean Roden's back is not superior at all.
No.
So
Cedric Miller's is, when Cedric turns around, he has calves, hams, he has it all. He's just never 100% conditioned.
So
let Cedric come into this Olympia.
So
which will first Olympia he would ever be in shape, because he's usually more an Arnold Classic guy. From what
yeah. So if
let him come in peeled and see what it looks like next to these guys.
Were you impressed how he looked at the Arnold Australia? Because I was.
It was better Cedric, but it's not enough to win the Olympics.
But he wasn't just harder. He looked bigger. Like everything with like his back and everything just looked. He looked like he'd put 20 pounds of muscle on just by getting a little bit harder. And he was full. He was full.
Well, this is normal. When you're really, really fat free and you're really separated, then you create an illusion of being big. You're really smaller and lighter, but you create an illusion. That's why Flex in '93 looked like he was 240 pounds when he wasn't even 220.
218.
But the mindset, correct? Isn't that what people said that there's some anxiety issues or something? Isn't it that what's going on here? Isn't it? Is that?
But maybe with this Olympia with certain names out, maybe this is going to give him.
Yeah, but isn't there some anxiety or there's something going on?
He says he has anxiety on the day of the
in the big shows. So by him getting a special invitation, everybody's eyes is going to be on him. Are you saying his anxiety is going to be better with this?
That's a good point.
I don't think all eyes going to be on him, because you see what people talk about. They talk about 4 guys at the moment. Nobody talks about Cedric.
Correct.
So eyes on Cedric. The eyes will be on Cedric the second he walks on stage for Voice Mandatories pre-judging Friday night. That's when and that's when he can make a statement.
Do you think you could do a 98, Ronnie? Like 97 to 98?
Cedric all the time. I always say...
I'm getting excited.
But I always say what I say. There's no man on this planet that's going to make me shut my mouth. And I always say what I say. And I always said, if he ever puts it together, he's going to be unstoppable, because he has it all. From the height to the width to the size, front to back thickness, it's all there. We just never seen him really, really peeled. And if this is really, really peeled, if he's really, really shredded, he would look even more impressive.
So he turns up 2% better than Arnold Australia. I think that's top 3.
Well, guys, my favorite bodybuilder was Lionel Beck, and that never worked out. So you guys can...
well, you had faith in him.
Lionel is the same thing. Lionel is the same thing. If Lionel would ever be peeled, I'm sure his camp don't even know how to spell it. But if they would know how to be peeled, I worked with Lionel.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I had Lionel in his best shape ever in Brazil at the Arnold, where he got cheated.
You remember that show, don't you, AJ? You remember that show?
Where he got robbed.
The 2014 robbery.
So robbed, I swear to God. We came backstage, he took his clothes off. Chris Aceto walked up and said, "That's the clear-cut winner right there." He was peeled with shredded glutes and everything.
Yep.
And Lee Thompson, that fake-ass motherfucker, he put him in 4th place.
Yeah. He's now opened a fake church bodybuilding federation in Dallas now.
Yeah. He did that shit to him. That was Lionel's best ever. And at the Olympia the same year, he was also very good, and he placed 8th, I think. But he never came back to that condition. He's got it all too, but I think it's
the mind.
When you fail so many times, and you know your prep is going great, and you think this is it. The closer you get to the show, the more you start to worry. Please God, just let this keep marinating and don't fuck it up again, because your nerves start coming into play, and then things can go wrong really, really fast.
For the sake of AJ's sanity, please work with Lionel Biecki again.
Please. What?
No, I've given up on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I've tried my best.
He's still young.
He's not that young. He's 36 now.
That's young bodybuilder.
So this Olympia.
Yeah, let's get to the Olympia predictions. Come on.
You're the press conference
dude.
I will not be doing the press conference this week.
What?
There's an Olympia change. I just found out 2 days ago. It will be Bob with Sean Ray.
No.
Well, Sean's good. Sean's good. But Dennis is good. I like the banter between you and Bob.
Somebody, involved and knows the people. So Sean is obviously a good choice. Sean works for American media, so what better way to have somebody that's on the staff roster, anyways. And I've been doing this for 9 years now, so I guess they like a change. Why not?
No, Sean Ray is good, but
it's not like they replaced him with
Who would you say? Say it. Who?
No one. No, I just said
No, but so you're not doing it. Why? But what?
Oh,
what
that's
did you,
it then.
nah, that was
I'm
sad.
I'm not going there. I'm not going.
Are you a little bit? Doesn't matter. Well, that was. Well, so. Oh, seriously, when did you find this out?
Huh?
When did you find it?
2 days ago.
Ah.
I'm really disappointed by that.
They waited that long to tell you about it?
No, you know what? Listen, I understand. They want to change. They want to do something. It's going to be a new format. They're going to change a few things. I get it. You know what I mean? And Dan Solomon I know he's got a super hard task in front of him. And this is I know as a contest promoter myself, and not even close to what the Olympia, with the Expo and all that. Yeah. That's a shitload of work. So you need help from all over the place. You know what I mean? So he's doing a great job. And he also told me that you still have your all access. You can go wherever you want to go. And I appreciate that. And, and I believe, it's going to be successful regardless. You know what I mean?
Will you do anything there at the Olympia? Do you have any official jobs at the Olympia this year, or?
I will be walking around all access.
Good.
Let's put it this way. Cool. Yeah. And of course, I got Gorilla Wear as my sponsor at the Expo for 2 days.
Cool.
You know what I mean? And I will be, doing what I always do, just not the press conference.
Okay. Okay.
Gorilla Wear, by the way, is growing really by the way. I've seen Gorilla Wear everywhere now.
Yeah,
that's really growing.
Huge brand.
It's different, they're going into mixed martial arts now too. They got Gustafsson as an athlete.
Yeah, the Swedish fighter, yeah.
Hearing, they're doing the UFC fighters now too. So yeah, they're getting bigger.
Good. Right.
What was I looked through the press conference you done before then. What was your favorite press conference moment that you ever were part of, ever?
My favorite one? Probably one of the press conferences when I was still active, still competing.
Okay. Yeah.
When we had Melvin Anthony and that year, what's the guy from England?
2007.
What was the guy's name from England?
Ed Abu, when he was a nurse, and Melvin Anthony did the.
Yeah,
tell me.
That was fun, exciting when the other guy from Vegas,
Quincy Taylor.
Quincy Taylor called what's his name an ankle biter, and
remember the one in 2007 when Quincy Taylor was insane.
I've never actually seen that.
Quincy Taylor was on something that day. Remember?
He was on something.
When the favorite moment. That when I was co-hosting with Bob together, my favorite question was when I asked Phil. I don't remember what year it was, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe. I said,
Name me
Phil,
3 facts.
Who's your favorite? Who's your biggest competition in this show? And then he tried to avoid the question by saying he's just focused on himself. He don't see any. I said, okay, Phil, let me ask you a different question. Phil Heath is not in the show. He's sitting outside. Who's going to win? He said probably Dexter Jackson, so I think that's your biggest
Wow.
You don't remember that, do you?
No.
Yeah. I like when Dennis James and Ronnie Raquel went back and forth with the German, and it was just a disaster, remember?
German, and then he tried to answer it in English. I mean, that was funny.
Oh, no.
Speaking of Phil Heath, what's your advice to Phil Heath now? What would you do if you were Phil Heath right now?
Phil's got so many options, I guess. He started a new supplement line. I guess that's going to take a lot of his time. But if you would have asked me that question like 6 months ago, I would have told Phil, get into the show and get your 8th title, man. What are you fucking waiting for? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get younger if you're trying to come back. But I also believe that he will be a candidate for the new show. Absolutely.
There's connections there. There's connections.
I believe a lot of guys will be a candidate for the new show. I wouldn't be surprised if all these guys, Kai, Phil, Sean, all these guys will be in that show next year.
And then it's a good little lead up then to Olympia then if they want rematches and, they feel they got robbed and they want to get their own back and get the revenge.
Kai wouldn't do the Olympia with an invite. Why would he do the Olympia next year? He'll do whatever show he wants to do.
Then if Kai does that show, then everyone will try and go after him maybe, or do you think they'll stay away? Or
everybody's going after the dollars, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, because at this point in time, nobody cares who's competing. They want to know how much money can I make. You know what I mean? And if you can make, let's say, and this is not what I heard. This is just something that I'm just coming up with right now. If you can make $50,000 being 10th, you know what I'm saying? Why would you not compete? You know what I'm saying?
The other...
His number. Don't take this number serious. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The other classes, Dennis. Let's go a little bit over them. Classic physique. Is that something you follow?
Yes.
What's your opinion? George Peterson, a guy I'm rooting for. Is that something you would have a problem with winning the classic physique? Even some people are complaining about he's not classic. What's your opinion on that subject? And who do you have winning the classic physique top 3?
Well, classic physique is not decided by what you look like. Classic means you're going to have to make weight to check your height. And if you make weight, you are classic. Doesn't matter if you're classic physique or not.
I see what you mean, though. I see what you're getting at.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In order to compete in classic, all I have to do is just make weight. And if I make weight, I'm classic. Now,
Dennis James can do a comeback in classic. You can do a comeback in classic.
Saw his legs off.
I have to come with one leg.
So I just said, whispered that. I said, saw your leg off. His legs off.
So George, he got third last year, so he's obviously in the run for the title. It's just going to be a little bit harder for him to beat the guys ahead of him. And there's only 2. There's Chris Bumstead and Breon Ashley, of course.
Yeah.
And I was still a huge Chris Bumstead fan. I'm a huge George Peterson because from the back, George Peterson is unbeatable.
Incredible.
Yeah. It just looks like from the front, he's just, like I said, he is classic physique by weight, but he doesn't have that classic symmetry like these guys ahead of him.
Yeah.
Chris and Breon. That's why he was behind him. Because last year, George Peterson was better conditioned than Chris Bumstead.
Yeah.
The only reason he didn't beat Chris is because Chris was a little bit superior shape-wise.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, I thought that Chris Bumstead's going to win the Olympia last year. I said it numerous times. I said, when it comes to classic symmetry, this is what you talk about, tall, small, flaring quads, he has it all. But I saw Breon, and last year after Breon won, it was fair and square, because when they turned around, Breon was 2 steps ahead of him. Now, I saw Breon, he's actually training here in my gym here in Arizona. And this guy, when you win the Olympia 2 times, you expect some people get a little bit lazy, thinking, oh yeah, I'm good enough, I got the Olympia bonus. Nah, this guy's not sleeping.
Okay.
And 4 weeks out, he looked like he was ready to step on stage the next day.
Wow.
Like literally, you know what I mean? And he's posing in the gym. You don't see that anymore. That people pose for like 40 minutes without a break, and he makes it look flawless. And I don't think he can get more classic than him when it comes to having the shape and being able to present your physique and display it the way people want to see it. You know what I'm saying? You can be classic. You can have classic shape, but you pose like a bodybuilder and make it look terrible. You know what I'm saying? It could be the other way around, the same way. You can be a bodybuilder with a bodybuilder shape, but you want to do classic poses like a Frank Saint. That just don't work.
Any chances of a Henry Pierre Arnold being a wild card, or?
Well, there's always a possibility. All these guys are in the run. It's just going to be very hard, especially with those 3. Breon, Chris Bumstead, and George Peterson. And I would throw one more body in the mix, but he's not doing the show. Steve Loris.
Oh, Steve Loris. Yeah.
Mark my words.
He was like,
this dude, if he comes back, this dude is going to be lethal, because he could have arguably beat George Peterson at the Arnold. It was literally
it was close.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
This guy has some serious potential and serious shape on top of it. So, yeah. Now, you know what? I believe it will be, the top 3 will be the same top 3 as last year.
Same as last year.
And the year before.
And the year before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the year before, George Peterson wasn't third.
He was.
No, last year.
He was.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Was he? Top 3?
George Peterson, exactly the same top 3.
In 2017?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 1, 2, 3, exactly the same.
Was it? 2017?
It was.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold up, dude. Correct.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you because I can't remember exactly.
Was it?
I was there.
Danny Hester, what plus did Danny Hester get in 2017?
He got 5th. He dropped because he won it, and then he dropped to 5th a year later. Yep. I'm good on my facts. I was there because I was like, oh, same top 3. Oh, okay, great.
I see the same 3. I see Breon winning this thing.
Okay.
212.
We need to go straight to open. Top 5.
Okay, open. We got to get open top 5. Dennis Jen's pick for the open.
Let's start with the 212.
Yeah.
Okay. No, okay.
Save the best for last.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on then.
Are you dissing 212 now? No, I'm just playing.
No, I followed 212 too because this is the same scenario in the 212 than in the open. The reigning Mr. Olympia is not
Flex
there.
Yeah. Come on then. Come on.
So 212. Who do you have?
I give you my top 10.
Okay.
In no particular order, just so you know I pay attention. I wrote it down to Mr. Make Notes.
Good man. He's prepared.
And I want to apologize to all athletes that I don't mention in the top 10. This is not personal. This is just by going off what I know, who I know, what I see, and what I think. My top 10 will be, in no particular order, Derek Lunsford, Ahmed Ashkanani, Kamal, Sean Clarita, David Henry, Eduardo Correa, Hidetada Yamagishi, Aaron Politis, a rookie coming from Australia, Jose Raymond, or Shane Watson.
Jose Raymond?
Jose Raymond's not competing this year.
Okay, that's why I put Shane Watson, because I saw him on the list, but I know he's
right, okay, because they put who's qualified.
Those are my top 10.
Okay.
My top 5. Yeah. Clear winner.
Derek Lunsford.
Okay.
Clear. Second place is going to be a toss-up between Ahmed Ashkanani. Let me go through this. Oh, I got also Sami Al-Haddad in the top 10.
Tommy, okay.
Sami Al-Haddad from Bahrain.
I know it.
So, Derek first. Second will be Sean Clarita is the fucking beast.
Oh, yeah. Imagine Sean Clarita in second. We'll have to get him on the show.
I see he's going to be second, but I see Sean Clarita put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Whoa, that's a lot on a frame like that. That's a lot. On that
so I got Sean Clarita. Eduardo Correa.
You have him that high?
Whoa.
Wow.
Where's Kamal?
Top 4. I have him in the top 4. With David Henry.
What?
Rounding up. Yeah.
No Kamal? No Ashkanani?
Kamal is going to have problems size-wise, I think. And Kamal was 46 or 47 last year, so he's not good.
He was 205 on stage last year, and he tore his calf as well.
I know, but I don't expect him being heavier.
Okay.
You don't get bigger when you get older.
He's going to be heavier, trust me. We've had him on.
Okay.
Even if he's 3 pounds heavier, he's got such a nice aesthetic condition physique. You don't have him.
If the condition is the same, Kamal is top 4.
Yeah. Okay. 4.
I have him in the top 4. So Derek, Ahmed, top 5. Derek, Ahmed.
Ahmed second. Ahmed second.
Yes.
Okay. So you actually
So you have Derek, Ahmed, Clarida. What's that what you said?
I have Ahmed fighting with Eduardo and Kamal and Sean Clarita for the 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that's interesting. I like it. I like that.
I would put David Henry in there.
Yeah, he's always consistent.
For me, Sean Clarita is a younger David Henry.
Yeah. He's hungry as well. And every single year he's moved up. Every single year.
What about your old good friend Hidetama Yamagishi?
Hidetama Yamagishi is awesome athlete. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to have a hard time with these guys because, like I said, age plays a little factor. He'd look great, but qualifying for the Olympia. But when it comes to turning around from the back, he's not that dominant anymore. He used to be better from the back, and he's lost some back detail, the size, and the back thickness. So it's not getting better.
Khalid?
Huh?
What's that Khalid from Canada? The Iraq, what's his name?
He's classic.
Oh, that's classic, yeah. Sorry, take it back.
Sorry,
yeah. So you're open. What about your open?
Come on then. I think this is going to be an interesting one, AJ.
Who?
Open. I think you're going to give an interesting predictions for your open.
Now we're excited.
I've got a feeling I'm going to be surprised.
Okay. My top 10. No particular order.
Oh, come on.
Well, that's a good way to everybody, and then you get the top 5 later.
I'm going to give you my top 10 first, and then I'm going to go into the top 6.
Okay. Perfect.
Top 10, Bonac, Brandon Curry, Nathan DeAsha, Dexter Jackson, Steve Kuklo, Juan Morel, Luke Sando, Cedric McMillan, Rolly Winkler, and John Delarosa.
Who's he missed out, AJ? Who's he missed out? No Patrick Moore.
Yeah, but that sounds very safe and good.
Okay. Carry on.
I'm not going by safe. I'm just going by what I think.
No, that means there's no, there's no surprises here.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
My top 6. No particular order.
Ah, come on. You got to give us an order.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give you guys an order.
Yeah.
Twist his arm.
Ah.
Go out on a limb. Come on. No fence sitting.
Well, I can't go because if Cedric nails it, I have to put Cedric in 1 or 2.
Whoa! 1 or 2?
Yeah, but he hasn't said it yet. He said if so.
Hey, I'm going to score some plus points with Cedric.
He loves you now. Well, I imagine that, though, would be so exciting to see that. It would be exciting.
This is what I want to see. So
damn right.
Let's put it this way. Because Dex, you can never count out Dex. This is a year for Dex to finally make real history.
Wow.
Which means everybody comes in slightly off. Dex is 100% on. Dex walks away with the Mr. Olympia. His retirement speech and drops the microwave.
I don't believe him and George Farah will stop. Do you think him and George Farah?
If you don't stop after that, hold on. If you won't stop after that, you're just stupid.
They see more money, then.
I told Dex the same thing. No. How are you gonna top that? Going out all the way on top.
Yeah, but is it all about the money, as you said lately?
What money?
Okay. Yeah.
You're gonna go to Italy 2 weeks later and win $10,000?
They go for qualification, those kind of shows.
This is if people coming off. Let everybody come on. He's going to have a hard time. If everybody's 100%, I'm going to have Brandon Curry winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have I would like to see Rolly in the condition he had when he won the New York Pro.
Oh, 2011. 2011.
Where he was really, really so peeled that it looked like nasty. And if he's not worried about being the super fullest guy on stage, then Rolly can be second place.
With right that behind mass he has?
He won't get that. It's impossible to get that with the size he has now. It's not going to happen. Sorry.
Well, maybe he thinks about that because this is the year he can do it. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, I said, Rolly will never be Mr. Olympia. But now, since the guys that what I thought can't beat, are not in the show. So he don't beat everybody in the show. Mm-hmm. So, it's just the year. So Rolly, I have Curry winning. I have Dex, Bonac, and Rolly fighting for second, third, and fourth, and Cedric and Luke rounding out the top 6.
But so you have Curry, Rolly, Dex.
I have Curry winning.
Yeah.
If everybody's 100%, if Curry is not 100%, then don't mind what I just said. If everybody's off, Dex will win the Olympia.
Dex, what do you think? Bonac's got a chance?
Bonac has a chance, but he needs a little bit of help from Brandon.
Right, I see what you mean.
Meaning he has to be off a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
If they're both 100%, Rolly and Dex and Bonac, it's a different ballgame. When William turns around from the back, he beats Rolly.
William beats everyone from the back. In that riddle bicep, I remember 2016, I was thinking it's just him and Phil with that real kind of level of detail. But I mean, but Brandon only just beat Bonac at the Arnold. I mean, I thought the judging, Bonac had it, and then I felt like Brandon just pulled ahead enough at the night show. So it's very close between them two as well.
Yeah, when Brandon turns around now, his back, he's got a great back too. So this would be the only one that can stand next to Bonac when it comes to the back.
Disagree.
Well, you disagree. That's perfectly.
That's okay, We can't disagree.
And also, you have Luke Sandow surpassing Nathan Diasha for this Olympia?
Yes.
Why?
Don't ask me why, because I think Luke is bigger from the front and has a thicker back.
Right.
So I think Luke, but they must be 100%. If both are 100%, I think Luke will pull away just slightly. Wow.
Even though Nathan's got the kind of better track record with the 5 pro wins, top 7, top 8, 7th, 8th Olympia.
I don't believe that track records play a role this year's Olympia because it's open.
Wide open.
Okay, fair enough.
It's open. I don't think that the judges are like, okay, of course, they're looking at 2 guys from England. It's Nathan and there's Luke. They're going to get compared. I promise you.
Yeah.
I wish they would do the pre-judging like they used to do it, where they call the guys and make them pose 3-4 times back to back.
Who?
Don't do the first call out and the same call out at the very end. Let these guys work for the time.
Yeah. Who's Sorry, Dennis. Who's moving up this year? Apart, say Cedric aside, who do you think's like the potential dark horse, the one who's really gonna maybe move right up based on their previous placings?
Luke, yeah. Because Luke.
No, I'm saying Luke hasn't done the Olympia yet. So who has got the potential to really move up in the Olympia rankings?
Cedric.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got a great opportunity this year, Cedric.
If he messes up, then if he's his best, he's going to do better than 7th, which is his best in 2016. He's had 7th, 9th. Last 3 years.
Yeah, if he messes up, nobody's going to be mad because that's what they used to. So that's why I really hope.
Come on.
No, this is not to make fun of anyone.
No.
Yeah.
This is what people already expect. Right. I'm not the only one that thinks that Cedric has a problem with being consistent.
Yeah.
That's obvious to the world. So, but he's always better at the Arnold than at the Olympia.
Yeah.
So let this man come in this time this way. You don't hear nothing from Cedric. That might be a good sign. We don't hear a lot. We don't see any progress pictures. You know what I mean? Let this man come in and be peeled.
Yeah.
But do we ever see that? Yeah, he usually releases progress pictures. He usually does. And we haven't. Yeah.
I want to see him looking how he did the Arnold Australia, if not better.
But Cedric McMillan would be, if he can get out there with his personality, he will be an awesome Mr. Olympia champion.
Yeah, but I don't think the personality plays a role when you compare physiques.
No, I'm just saying as a champion.
Yeah, well, Sean Roden didn't have the best personality to be a champion. He wasn't outgoing. Like, he's more calm, laid back. So what personality do you think is a good ambassador for the sport? You never know. I remember when Sean Roden critiqued Phil Heath for being a bad ambassador. You know what I mean? That fired back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bless him. Yeah, that wasn't probably the best thing to do, was it?
Sean, what I'm saying is, being Mr. Olympia is probably easier to win than easier to hold it and to defend it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And being out there and having fans say, "Oh, I loved him," because there's going to be some times where you want to eat your meal somewhere and people come up to you, want to take a picture. Now, if you take a picture with one, the next one's going to get up because now they know you take pictures. And you got to say stop at one point, say, "Look here, I'm eating." And the one you're telling that to is the one that's going to say, "Oh, he was a fucking ass."
Yeah. That happens.
It's hard, you know. You literally can't, you can't deny a picture or autograph. But if you give one, you got to give all of them. They just come up like damn pop-ups.
We got your partner on waiting now. We got Bob Ciccarello on. We're going to harass him while you're not there with him.
Yes.
That was sad news for me.
Yeah.
Ask him why he didn't answer my phone call when I called him.
I'll ask him. I've got him. Yeah. Okay then, Dennis. Well, really appreciate you coming on, mate. And as always, you're as candid and open and honest, and that's what we like on the show. So.
And when is Dennis James Classic? So we can prepare ourselves.
Germany is going to be November 9th, the pro qualifier in Frankfurt at the Jahrhunderthalle. I don't know if you went there last year.
No.
You are but you're an hour away from Frankfurt. You want to come to a show?
I'd love to.
To an amateur show. I have Pro Classic Physique also. When you want to see an event that can hang, I'm talking about the atmosphere with the Olympia.
Okay.
Come see my show in Frankfurt. I sold 3,200 tickets.
Whoa!
What date is this?
November 9th. Last year, first time, 3,200 tickets. It's a 2,000 seat venue. 1,200 showed up for prejudging, 2,000 for the finals.
Wow.
That's a hell of a show.
So
the atmosphere. Robin Chang was there, working backstage. He said, that's Olympia-like atmosphere right there. It was
wow. That's amazing.
So now, second one in November 9th, and we're 3 months out, and I'd already sold over 1,200 tickets.
That's incredible. That's incredible. All right, then, Dennis, once again, thank you so much for coming on. We really, really appreciate it, mate, and we appreciate everything. So.
I'm looking forward to meet you in Las Vegas.
All right, for sure. Tell Bob to give me a call.
I will. Thank you, Dennis.
Bye-bye.
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 Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
That was a great interview, eh?
Yep. Right, we need to go straight to a break because we need to come back with our next guest on Global
Muscle Radio.
Radio.
Mr. Olympia Edition.
And we are out. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Theatre Studios, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway. And we're joined once again
by Global Muscle's favorite guest, Bob Ciccarello.
Yeah! Bob, good to have you on again.
Good to have you back.
Yep. We can't get enough of Bob.
Who can?
Right, so where do we start, Bob? Where do we start? This is our Olympia special episode. What's your feelings on
special? Is that show still going on, or I'm hearing different things?
Yes, it's definitely still on, and we are now 17 days out from Olympia. So,
but boys, the level of stupid that's been reached out there in the bodybuilding community has surpassed all expectations to this point. The rumor mill, the Olympia's canceling. The ticket sales, I mean, we can knock these down one at one. Where do you want to start? I got it all.
Let's start with, I saw on Muscle Development, the forums has been really slow lately, but there's one thread that's really good. And that's this, Bob just killed one guy called Harmon, I can't remember.
He's a moron, just.
Oh, he's okay to me.
Funny. It's funny because you hit them with facts and then they completely stops them in their tracks. They got nowhere to go, no argument. So for those unfamiliar, first of all, get yourself to the MD forums. There's all kinds of funky stuff going on there. But so this guy wanted to challenge me on the fact that Cedric was given the invitation, and so why not Big Ramy? So that was the subject of conversation.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about this before.
Right? What I pointed out was the fact that there are two different circumstances. First and foremost, you have to actually submit for a special invite. We just don't send them out like birthday cards, okay? So you actually have to submit. Cedric submitted for one based on his circumstances, which most people know by now. He was in the top 5 in the point standings. He was actually gearing up for Tampa to secure his place because he knew he was on the bubble, okay?
Okay.
It was during that time that he got called on deployment. As everybody knows, Cedric is active duty in the U.S. military, all right? So he was actually unable to go compete at the Tampa Pro, okay? Now, that said, and I think most people would agree he certainly would have placed in the top 3, 4, or 5 at the Tampa. I don't think anybody's disputing that.
Yeah.
Just from what we know of Cedric, okay? That would have secured his place. Now, everybody's got circumstances, all right? I thought that was a legit one. I am not traditionally a big fan of a special invite. However, some things do warrant it. He submitted. We all discussed it, the Pro League, the powers that be, and it was accepted. Now, on the other side, Ramy, to this time and point, has never submitted for a special invite. So he hasn't even asked for one, nor is he going to.
That's the whole point, that Ramy, all he did, he made an Instagram post saying, I look great, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
but
all he said.
That's all he said.
Okay.
And then
during the year, I mean, we all heard, there was a lot of speculation he wasn't doing the Olympia as far back as 8 months ago, 9 months ago. He hurt his shoulder, or he had problems with his shoulder, or something. He had a hurt shoulder. Okay, that's all we really know. I don't know if there was any surgery involved. There was nothing ever said about it. So for all we know, now he did not compete throughout the year. He was not in the point standings in any way, shape, or form because he didn't compete, and that was the end of it. So I mean, to liken these two circumstances together, like this fool on MD did, is a joke. It's not. They're not comparable situations. We're not handing them out like candy. Okay, over the last couple of years, the only two that have gone out were for two legends in the sport, which was Kevin Levrone and Flex Wheeler.
Yeah.
Right.
prior to that, we haven't given out a special invite since the old Gunther days when Joe Weider was throwing him free passes every year.
What about Kai Green, though? Because you have extended one, haven't you?
Well, we did extend one to Kai, but he did not accept it.
Right.
But we did it, yeah, for the record, we did extend an invite to him, basically just to shut him up, because at that point, we all remember the famous video of him crying on the fence, and they're keeping me out of the
I was not a fan of that video.
What was your reaction when you saw Kai Green crying out in the parking lot?
He's a great actor. Listen, this guy is good. I mean, he should be in movies, and I like Kai. People think I don't like him for some reason. I actually get along very well with Kai. I find him very interesting. But that was great bit of acting right there. The fact he could cry on command. First of all, he should fire whoever his producer was of that. I mean, he's on a fence in the middle by a highway. All you can hear is the cars going by. But not good shooting, boys. That said,
special, yeah.
Nobody was keeping him out of the Olympia. He was not barred from the Expo. He was not barred from the Olympia. The only thing I saw was a bigger joke this week was I saw that, I don't know if it was Generation or somebody put out a movie on Lee Priest, apparently, and they got some captions on there. It's about his entire career, I guess. But, he's been banned for life, he says. The one little snippet I hear. Been banned for life from the Olympia. He's not been banned for life from anything.
Giles is not feeling Lee Priest over there.
I'm going.
Okay, so Lee Priest is not banned.
That's the Cedric thing. Okay, so listen, he got the invite. He's going in. It's a great opportunity for Cedric. I feel like it's warranted. And for the record, if anybody wants to know, nobody else to this time has submitted for a special invitation. So. That's the end of that. What else you got, boys? Tickets?
Come on.
Well, really, it's not of our concern with the ticket. We're not even on the... Okay, how is the ticket sales? We're not really...
Well, interestingly...
It always looks pretty full there last year.
I just had a conversation today. Now, obviously, there's a few factors. Somebody put out some schematic of the place. Oh, ticket sales are down. They're selling no ticket. First of all, it's completely untrue. The VIPs have been sold out for months, probably 3 months now.
Dan said
okay,
that.
now those sell out about up to 3 months every year because people hold the same tickets for many, many years, just like they do in other sports. Okay, so the VIPs always sell out. That said, most people, 55% to be exact, don't buy their tickets to the Olympia until the last 3 weeks before the Olympia.
Okay.
The other 45% purchase them at the door. Why? Because they're general admission tickets. There's no reason to buy them at any other time earlier.
Yeah.
If you're not in the VIPs, you're subject to wherever you get your tickets and seats. So Expo tickets, by the way, just to give you a hint, because it is indicative of how general ticket sales go. Expo tickets are actually up 13% this year.
Oh, fantastic.
What?
Yeah, they're up 13%.
Expo tickets.
So once again, to the idiots out there, it's like, don't be so fooled to look at stuff on the internet. And some fool puts out, again, it's just one thing after another. This week, we're hearing rumblings the Olympia is going to get canceled. It's like, what?
Where is the?
Well, I've not heard that, Bob. I've not heard that. And that's just ridiculous. That's the Olympia. I mean, it's not. It's just such a huge. I don't think people realize how big a production it is. I mean, Dan Solomon rang the other week, and we talk at length, and and he goes into certain details about how big a production. I mean, I remember speaking to Wayne D'Amelio back in the day, years ago, and he was going. He spent about an hour on the phone telling me the intricacies and the committees, and it's so big, it's huge.
People have no idea what goes in, especially behind the scenes. I can tell you stories on some other show about the back end and how things are put together and how they happen and whatever. There's 10 things going on at once at all times during the Olympia. But listen, this is a huge multi-million-dollar production, okay? It doesn't get canceled. Somehow we've managed to forge our way through for the last, 53 years or whatever it's been. Is this the 54th or whatever? It always messes me up.
Hey, Bob, you want to watch that film Bigger? Yeah, that gives you all the history, you see.
It does, yeah. Me and Sean Ray have an argument. We have an argument going on for 30 years now because we were both born in 1965. All right, I'm 53, but when you see it out, it's like the 54th Olympia or something. So that's always there was no year zero and all that shit. I don't know. So we're still trying to figure out which one it is, but somehow we've managed to go all these years now without a cancellation. Okay, it's not going to get canceled anytime soon. All right.
But Bob, the people that say this are the ones that never actually have been to an Olympia.
No. Now, listen, why go, right? I mean, the biggest idiots in the world are the ones that have never gone to. I used to get in arguments all the time with these guys online about shows, and then of course they'd laugh at me. Oh, I guess you had to be there, right, Bob? I guess you can't have unless you're there. It's like, well, yeah, it does kind of help, number one, but it's a whole different show from the judging table to row number 6 to row 25 to the guy standing in the back to the people watching pictures in an online video. They're different. You're watching different shows. There's a huge difference.
Bob, I went to, I won't say the years, but I went to 2 Olympias a few years back. And then there was one year, it was kind of like this year, where kind of my favorite names weren't doing it. And that year was 2003.
Okay.
That was the year when Ronnie came back, and it was probably one of the most groundbreaking, iconic. It's probably one of those Olympias that will be talked about for generations. So that's my analogy of what I say. Like, look, don't just because there's no Phil Heath or Sean Roden. It's like you gotta go because each Olympia is so unique. But that like I said, that was the one Olympia I went, I'm not gonna go. It's just gonna be a rubbish Olympia. It's not gonna be worth going. And then so many things always happen, and it just creates new history. And then so it's so important to be at these.
Well, if you're a fan of bodybuilding, okay, few people actually go to the Olympia to see one person in particular. Now, you might have a favorite. Okay, maybe your favorite's Phil Heath, or your favorite's Big Ramy, or whoever. Okay, or we can pick somebody who's actually in the show. Okay, your favorite's William Bonac. All right, you can have favorites, but people that are gonna go to the Olympia that are bodybuilding fans, you go despite who's in the. Nobody doesn't go like Roden's not in this year. Okay, he's not going to be in this year. Nobody's going to not go because he's not in the show. You're either going to go and watch the Olympia or you ain't. This isn't something. Why even bother? It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the Mr. Olympia. That'd be like not going to a Super Bowl, or the World Soccer Championships or whatever because your favorite player's out injured.
Yeah.
Is there any? What's good about Bob? He's the part of the higher ups, as we used to say. What new change? We heard one little thing. We heard Dennis James is not doing the press conference this year. What's the changes? Tell me some cool changes for this Olympia. What's going on?
I think Dan Solomon filled you guys in on most of them. But I believe we got to change at the conference. So as far as I know, I think me and Sean Ray are going to be doing it this year. And that's no reflection on Dennis because everybody loves Dennis James. Just going to change it up a little bit. And that's cool. Listen, Sean's very knowledgeable as well. They've got the webcaster putting together. That's still going on. I do believe Sean will be doing some color commentary there, along with Tim Wilkins. I believe is going to be providing the anchor. For those who don't know, Tim Wilkins was my counterpart in the movie Bigger, Giles. So he was the one next to me.
Yes.
As we were calling the action of the 1970 Olympia. Whatever
I remember I saw that movie. Somebody leaked. I haven't found the movie nowhere, so I watched it. It was on YouTube last week. Somebody put it out. But it's different.
Yeah.
Because if you're a proper bodybuilding fan that's seen it forever, that movie, I'm really surprised that it's not more talked about.
That's because a pure bodybuilding fans movie. I mean, you're going to get that amongst the inner circle of bodybuilding fans. It's not going to appeal to somebody who doesn't really know a history of the sport. And that's really cool. Good. Listen, everybody's got their own, and that's cool. Other changes.
Bob was a bit typecast in that film, though.
It's really good.
We gave the Friday night finals to the 212 guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cool change because they deserve their own night. I think they've earned it. They've built this division up over the years where it's very popular. We're obviously going to see a new champion crowned on both ends, in the Open and
212.
The 212. Although, even though anybody would technically be a new champion, we could see the return of an old champion. Because I tell you what, I wouldn't take any money and not put it on Dexter Jackson because. So you may see a return. Could be the announcements could be any one of 3. It could be Ann New. Can't be Ann New.
Yeah.
It could be and once again.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting action there. And obviously it will be a new champion in the 212. I tell you what, good luck beating Derek Lunsford, man. That's my guy.
Oh, that's a slam dunk.
No, it's no slam dunk. I mean, listen, he's got his work cut out. You got Ashkenani coming back. It's sad we don't have Hadi Chupan because that would have been a really cool.
I mean, we spoke about Hadi Chupan in this show. I suppose he's not doing it, though, is he?
No, but he's not doing it. So
I know, but it's such a shame.
Is Sean Roden allowed to be in the arena, by the way?
Of course he is.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not barred. He's not barred from the event or anything. He just can't compete. So before he does a video crying out on a fence by the traffic, listen, no, he's not barred from the Olympia. He's not barred from the expo. I mean, he's not barred from anything. I mean, I'm sure if he made a call and he wanted a ticket, Dan would be happy to extend one to him. Listen, people got to understand something. This isn't our call.
No. Yeah.
Okay, this is not. First of all, it's not a pro league thing. Okay. Secondly, what did they want AMI to do? I mean, listen, this is a very serious situation here that he needs to take care of. Now, it's sad that he's been in this position. Listen, nobody wanted to see him not in the Olympia. Nobody wants to see a champion denied the chance. But listen, if AMI doesn't take some action on this, the other half of the coin would have been there would have been all kinds of activist groups freaking protesting, signs outside, the Me Too movement, potential sponsors pulling out of the show.
Would they, though?
No.
Oh, listen, are you kidding me?
Really?
Listen, I know things are a little different over there, boys, but if you're here, but the climate in America is absolutely very much that. You would have had...
Before he's found guilty?
Oh, hell
Just
yeah.
from an accusation? That could happen in America?
Again, the American stuff is very much different than European and overseas.
Okay.
We had a guy, Justice Kavanaugh, that was putting through the ringer this past year with his nomination to the Supreme Court. There was a lady that came out 35 years after the fact, 35 years, claiming that he groped her, or he touched her inappropriately back at a high school party 35 years ago. And this was all over. I mean, it was, listen, they already had him, thank God he ended up getting through it because, but you talk about complete bullshit, but people come out of the woodwork. And listen, you don't know if there's anybody else coming forwards. So I don't think AMI was really put in any other position but to do what they did. Listen, do any of us like it? No, I don't. Listen, I don't dislike Sean Roden. I would have loved to have seen him defend his title and, go in the Olympia. So.
Bob, where does Sean Roden go from here?
Well, court is where he's going. He needs to figure out where this is going. I mean, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, he needs to take care of business. Yeah. By the way, he is not banned for life. I know that was interpreted as such, and the wording was a little funky when it came out, because even I looked at it and went, well, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. But the way it was worded was a little strange, but Sean Roden is not banned for life from the Olympia, okay? And he's not banned at all from the IFBB Pro League. He can compete in the future. He can get himself back on track, but he's got to take care of business first.
Yeah.
What the Olympia document said that they put out was that basically he's pretty much on the sidelines indefinitely until he resolves this. And I think what it was supposed to be saying was whether this takes a year or 2 years or whatever, you never know. I mean, sometimes these things drag out.
So how long does this? How
it takes
long?
2 years. If it takes 2 years and then he's found innocent, that's his career done.
No, pretty much. I mean, listen, even this is going to be hard to overcome. I mean, and the problem is it's not about the victim anymore, the alleged victim, I should say, because who knows what went on there? Who knows if this was consensual, anything in between? Sure. The lie detector thing, he said he passed 2 lie detectors. Listen, it's completely inadmissible in court. Nobody knows anything about these lie detectors. I mean, in the court of public opinion, that's going to do something, but it doesn't mean anything when it comes down to it.
Right.
What if the girl went out there and passed 2 lie detectors? Now what do you do? So that's of no relevance whatsoever. Bottom line is I think it will get resolved in some kind of a timely manner. I hope it goes in Sean's favor. I certainly don't wish him any ill. And hopefully he can get his career back on track,
Could he do the Arnold Classic?
Well, there's a few different things there. You mean like next year's like the
Could
Arnold?
Sean Roden do 2020 Arnold Classic?
Well, assuming he's a current and pays due member of the Pro League, and it's not the Olympia. So unless the Arnold people came out and said and put some issue out there, which I really doubt that they would. So technically, yeah, he can compete in any pro show.
What's that? It's Olympia, Romania.
No, that's assuming that even.
Why not do the Arnold Classic?
To me, what would be the point? I mean, if you're the reigning champ, I mean,
win the Arnold, go to the Arnold. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I wouldn't if I was him. I mean, first of all, I'd take care of business first and foremost.
Yeah.
Get this thing behind you. Get a resolution one way or the other. Whether you got to settle it out of court, whether you get found, not guilty or innocent or whatever.
Yeah.
But take care of business. That's personal. It's not only personal, but it's. This is big time stuff. This ain't small.
Yeah.
It's not like he stole a pack of Snickers, from the store. I mean, this is a very serious allegation. I would. If my suggestion and advices to Sean Roden, always the right ones, of course. Take care of business first, then come back and get your career back on track. I wouldn't. But why would you even consider going in an Arnold or a different competition when you're Mr. Olympia? So,
Bob, are you allowed to give your Olympia predictions?
Sure, I could give anything I want. Absolutely.
Okay, then the next question will be, what class we start with, AJ? AJ, over to you.
The only thing before your Olympia predictions, this Bob obviously is a historian of the sport. The last 2 years, this year, the Olympia, a lot of people have tried to ruin the name of the Olympia. Bloggers, these we don't want to mention the names.
Go ahead.
They work hard. No, because they
make a video and clickbait it with us.
Because every bodybuilding fan in the world, it should be a dream to go watch the Olympia and see the Olympia. It's where we salute our heroes. You know, it's where you crown the king. These last 2 years, we've seen, especially this year, a storm of people trying to ruin the name of the Olympia brand, spread rumors, focus only on the negative and make up stories. Maybe it's time to create your own big Olympia channel and really start just promote the Olympia. I don't think we can promote it for a month or 2 months, and it has to be to fight all the rumors and all the bullshit around. Shouldn't there be an Olympia channel soon? Because, Bob, I don't like this new trend of people talking shit, man.
Well, and unfortunately, AJ, this is the trend these days. Is everybody's got a channel, everybody's got a podcast, everybody's got an opinion. Now, whether they're qualified or not is a whole subject for debate.
No accountability.
But just like you saw, and we have started, Jim is very aware, we have started to counter back at some of these things because you can't go old school anymore. And in the old days, you sit there and go, look at, don't even mention them, just don't give them the satisfaction, blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
You can't do that anymore. You can't do it.
You have to
There's
change.
It gets to too many people, and your silence is death. It means that they're right. Okay? So you can't be silent about things. And if you notice, we've come out with statements, just like we did a couple of weeks ago concerning The Rock, his show and all that bullshit. Here's the bottom line on that, real quick.
Yeah.
And that's why we issued a statement, because the rumor mill gets out. They're giving out more money than the Olympia, and they're going to take over. And The Rock tried buying the Olympia. They should have sold it to him. And first of all, The Rock never tried buying the Olympia. It hasn't been for sale. Okay, that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, they are giving out a good amount of money, from what I hear. And again, this is just my own information that I've picked up through the grapevine. So don't hold me to it, guys. There, I believe they are giving away close to $1 million in prize money. Now, here's where it gets a little different, okay? They're going to spread that evenly across the board with 8 divisions, okay? So let's just say it's $100,000 each division, okay? So all winners are going to get basically treated equal. The bikini winner will get as much as the 212 winner, which is as much as the women's physique winner, okay? Now,
that's horrible.
But here's the thing, though, okay? So let's break it down. Okay. If you put $100,000 on each division, it's $800,000. So let's just round it off to that, okay? $100,000 in each division. All right, let's break down the prize money. Well, 100 gets split in half to the winner, so it's $50,000 to the winner, right? And then it would go something like 50, 25, 15, 10, 5, that type of thing. Okay, so it's a $50,000 first prize. It's not a $400,000 first prize. So no, this game, this competition, which is getting put together, is one factor of what they're putting together. The Rock Games, and that's not really the name. I'm not at liberty to give you the name right now, but it's not. We'll just call it the Rock Games, okay? There's 5, 6, 7 different things going on. It's a music festival. It's a UFC fighting thing. There's bodybuilding. There's this. There's all kinds of stuff. And it's very different than the traditional bodybuilding type expos.
So it's more like an Arnold Classic than an Olympia, really.
Not if the bikini is the same prize money as the Open. Seriously.
That's what I hear. Now, again, could they change that? From what I hear and understand, that's how they want to do things. They want equal pay across the board. And that would make sense from a PC standpoint, because The Rock is The Rock, and he'd probably catch some shit if it was, a shitload to the winner of the men's, but not the women's.
That's the big draw, though. That's the main.
That makes this whole different. Then it's completely different.
Yeah, this is why I kind of laughed when all the stuff came out there a couple weeks ago, talking about taking over that kid Nick from the Knicks strength and power, whatever. He puts this thing out like it's fact, and it's like, what are you doing? You don't know anything about this thing, number one. I know far more than he does or anybody else that's not directly involved with it.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a and here's the coup de grace, okay? It's a pro league event. That means that Jim and the pro league are not only sanctioning the event, but are behind it.
Yeah.
The Rock's not our enemy. He's not trying to take over the Olympia or anything like that. He's a part of us.
He's not creating a new federation, is he? It's not. Somebody said, "Is he? What's this new federation the Rock's creating?" I said, "No, it's not. It's Pro League."
But this changes a lot of the things. If the open winner of the Rock class, whatever, is the same prize money as Gianni Leo is going to win in a bikini.
It makes it a different. Like Bob said, it's a different event. It's a different.
Yeah, but
listen, they can do that. Listen, whether we agree or not, I mean, we are obviously all three of us very old school when it comes to do I think that they should go even across the board? No. To me, that's like going even across the board on a UFC fight. Well, obviously, there's the main draw. There's the big heavyweight fight, and that's what most of the people. Then you got the undercard. Well, the undercard fight, listen, they're good fighters. They might be going for a light heavyweight champion or middleweight championship. Is it worth the same money? No. And this is why the Olympia pays out what it does.
Yeah.
Because most people are there. 95% of the people are there for the Mr. Olympia. Then you can bring in everything else.
I would like to see that money, the same amount of money go to the 212, though. I think that's a good thing. So that means more money is going to the 212 guys.
And I do believe that money is up. It's actually up this year for the 212 and the women's events. So those are bumped up this year in terms of monetary, in terms of the purse. The men's is still $400,000 from everything I understand.
How much has it gone up in 212? How much does the winner get now?
I don't know exactly. I just know it's up. I know that's been...
Well, it was... I mean, I've always had a problem with the way that the 212 got 40 first place, and the Open got 400. I think 10 to 1, I think, is a little bit too much. I think even if it was... I think 5 to 1 maybe. I don't even then. I would like to. I would like to see the Olympia 212 when they get 100,000. I think that's.
Yeah, they're not that short. I mean, come on, give them a little bit of love here. Should be relative to size. I'm thinking, but come on.
Yeah,
but I agree. I mean, I would love to have seen. When they bumped it up the other year, I would have loved to have seen that money go to the 212 personally.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know what? All things in time. Like I said, a lot of good changes this year.
Yeah, good.
That's a couple of them. Like I say, the 212 on their own night. I think they deserve their own night. I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We have no finals at the Expo. All finals have been moved to the Joe Weider stage at the Orleans Arena.
Brilliant.
So that's cool because I never liked finals at the Expo. It's just, I don't know. It's the world. This is the world's best of the best, the Olympia. I don't think you should be getting that top 5 crowning, at an Expo stage. And that's nothing against the Expo. It's a great Expo, great stage. But it's still not the Joe Weider stage. So
I agree.
All winners this year, for the first time ever, will be crowned on the Joe Weider stage. Also pretty cool.
I find it also just quick that it's so strange because that some people that as you said, are spreading rumors that actually is supposed to be working for. It's like, with let's say this Nick Power and the person, he's currently working with AMI or whatever it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
why is he?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, he doesn't really work for AMI. He works for himself, but he's the people are like him are on a contractual basis to basically provide their services. So he doesn't really work for AMI. But it was a little surprising to see that he would be so reckless as to put that out there.
Very strange.
When there was really no base in fact behind any of it. Matter of fact, pretty much everything he said was pretty much wrong.
That's just for views then, surely?
Well, and that's the problem is, you get these type of guys, not just him, but there's been others and plenty that we have been around our industry for a long time. That like the clickbait. Listen, they will put a stupid heading out there because they know it gets clicks. You know what I mean? It gets interest. Now, it's irrelevant to them whether it's true or false or whether it even has any base. People like me really take a burn to that stuff when I see the work that
goes
to the Olympia. All the changes that we're trying to make. Dan Solomon's been put in position and is doing a great job. Tamer El-Gindi, another great friend of mine, is producing the show this year. And listen, everybody's looking to make this the best Olympia we can possibly make it. This is a sport we all love and enjoy and support. So yeah, when you see people constantly trying to tear it down, man, it gets a little old after a while.
Especially when they make money on tearing it down.
I know. It's bad.
Come on, guys. People got to come together now.
Bob, this is going to be my 7th Olympia that I've been to, and it literally is. It's the highlight of the year. I mean, one year it took me 4 flights, 24 hours to get there, and I came running into the Orleans like full of energy, and you sleep 4 hours a night, and it's so exciting. It's such a great atmosphere, and it's just like you come away and you just think, why would anyone not want to be at these kind of events? Why would someone criticize? Because they are so. I mean, remember the atmosphere at the Olympia last year, and it's just every year it's so prestigious. I mean, the Arnold's great. This is not the Olympia. Yeah,
this is our Super Bowl. This is what we do. I mean, this is our pinnacle of the year.
Support it.
And yeah, listen, I love every minute of it, and it's frustrating. By the same token, sometimes you got to be the bad guy in these things. We've gotten multiple requests for press passes, different things. So we get requests for press passes that people that don't even cover the pro league and stuff all year.
Yeah.
But they want a press pass, and it's like, look, man, no offense, but you don't even cover our shows. You don't cover my UK shows. You don't cover pro league shows. So why all of a sudden do you want to cover the Olympia? And you know what the answer is? Because they want the content. And it's like, well, you know what? That's all nice and everything, but we don't have to grant you press passes. How about helping us out throughout the year? Maybe that would be
exactly. That's a year round. That's why I always get good seats.
Yeah. There's something going on. Oh, we can talk about that later. Isn't there some? No.
Stay away.
Come
on. Let's get into the Olympia.
I got answers, buddy. You know that.
Is there something big coming out in Europe soon, or
big? In Europe?
Yeah.
Well, there's been a few rumor mills going around. One of which is that Arnold may possibly be separating out from Raphael in the Elite League or whatever they call it over there. So
seriously, Arnold is had enough.
That's just rumor mill.
I actually thought that when that split happened, I thought he was doing that to appease both sides. But I thought, give it a couple of years, and I think he'll end up drifting towards one. Just while it was so volatile at the time,
Of course, because Arnold's no fool. I mean, he'll see eventually what we all seen over the years, and listen, if he wants to do business with that crew, I mean, go ahead. But he'll see the light, and whether it's this year or next, but it's coming. But that's what I hear. Now, again, nothing's confirming that, but now if that happens, obviously, then there'll be a little bit of shake up, and there could be some bigger shows on that side of the pond. So I guess we'll see.
Arnold Europe, move it to UK, maybe. Arnold, if you're watching, move it to the UK.
Could be. I know some promoters over that way who could, partner up and put on such a prestigious show. So
Arnold Classic UK.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, man. Hey, listen, it did Tony Doherty good. My buddy down in Australia, man. He took a successful show he had. The Australia Pro turned it into an Arnold, and Tony's kicking ass, man. It's a great show. Hopefully I'll get out there one of these years.
And I heard that when he switched it to an Australia, it just like exploded. Because the thing is, he'd put the work in that many years, and then when he just added that Arnold brand, he said, I heard about that at the expo, and everyone was just coming on board. Sponsors were like queuing up, and it just exploded for him. And it's so great to see that.
Well, Tony is a great guy. I mean, anybody that's ever met Tony Doherty, nobody loves bodybuilding more than Tony Doherty does. He's been around for years.
Yeah.
He's come out of pocket for these guys for years. I mean, in the old days, the guys used to come in. His family used to make all the food for the guys and, this and that. So, I mean, and Tony started from nothing. I mean, anybody knows his story knows this guy started from zero.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he was sleeping in his car and stuff, with hopes and dreams of, one day owning a gym, and this, now he's very successful. He's got a chain of gyms.
Yeah.
He puts on the Arnold. More importantly, even from the first few years, because most people don't know this, the first few years that he did the Arnold was still under the Raphael and the old system. So even though he was putting on what we would think were successful Arnold classics, he wasn't making any money.
Yeah.
Because 60% of the money he was bringing in, 60, that's 60, was going to Raphael. Imagine this. How about you got 500 people in the show and 250 of those, people's dollars are going to the federation for no good reason. And a percentage of the sponsors. How about 50% of your sponsors?
I'm not surprised because we have a lot of stories in Europe as we live in Europe, and they have to pay. Well, forget about this.
And in fact, do you know actually how I know why Tony Doherty used to look after the athletes so well? Because the athletes would travel, say, do an American show, and then they go to his show, and they would actually look better even though they travelled all that way. So you knew that those competitors had the right food, had everything looked after, because normally most competitors, they travel abroad, and I've done it. I've been with these competitors at the Arnold Europes and all these different shows, and they can't get food, and you knew that when they land Australia, they were properly taken care of.
So
that's Tony, yeah.
Mr. Olympia, before we go to the bigger, your figure top 3 from Bob Ciccarello.
Oh, Jesus. Figure top 3. Boy, you're really putting me on the spot here with this.
Do you want to skip
Jessica Padilla, we cover all the classes.
I do believe Candace is retired, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So she's out.
Is Latoya back? Latoya Watts back?
Sydney Gillen, Jessica Padilla.
If Latoya's back, then clearly she would be a front runner in there. But Sydney Gillen is tough. I mean, Latoya's tough. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 of them that are just tremendous. I mean, it's too tough to call. I mean, you got to get those girls. I do believe Latoya's back. Last time I talked to her, she took some time off and just had to get herself, back to healthy and all that, and was dealing with a few things. Yeah. She's tough to beat. She's real tough to beat. So former
what about
Olympia
the class you created, bikini class? You got a top 3 there?
Bro, they're all top 3, man. I mean, how do you beat the bikini? I mean, Janet Lew is just so gorgeous. It's hard to, but I gotta say something, man. That Laura Lee Chapados.
Yeah, that's our girl. Yeah, Laura Lee. We love Laura Lee.
You can go right down to Camille Perriott. There's oh Jesus, I'm trying to think of all the names that are up there.
Angelica Texera.
Angelica, obviously. I mean, she's clearly. All those girls are so close, in terms of everything.
Bikini's closer, isn't it? They rotate. They can rotate very easily, can't they? The names and stuff.
Oh, it's hard because I mean, listen, bodybuilding is bodybuilding. Now, people I know they like to joke around with bikini and this and that. Listen, you judge a bikini physique just like you judge the men's or the 212 or figure or whatever. It's all based on the same stuff. It's proportion, it's symmetry, it's shape, it's how they're put together. Some people just flow better than others. You know what I mean? Some people are just genetic freaks like Shanique. I mean, good luck beating her. So.
Top 10 Mr. Olympia from Bob Ciccarello for 2019 open class.
All right, now this gets tough. Now, assuming that our good friend Phil Heath doesn't jump into the show in the next week or so.
That's not happening.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. I kind of had some hidden hopes there that he was like this week.
We all did,
but
I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately. But let's assume he's out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, man, this is the one thing this thing did create this year, despite all the negativity, is it's created some excitement in that you really don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Now, if I had to put money on it, there's 2 people I would actually put my wallet on. All right, that's having a shot. You got to give it. Ruly Winkler, I would put, is probably the front runner. He's got the freak factor. He's beaten all these other guys before. He's got the size. If he just brings in the conditioning, if he can bring that magic mirror physique onto the Olympias.
Do you think Rowley will be mad and looking for vengeance after what happened at the Arnold in Australia? Do you think he's like his pride is like driving him forward to win this?
I mean, if this doesn't motivate you, first of all, it's a vacated title. Okay, so it's an open title. I mean, he can win it as good as anybody can win it. You got Brandon Curry and the tremendous response he's had in the last year or so. So he's established himself as one of the front runners. And then you got Dexter Jackson. All right. Now you can't count Dexter out because if you saw him in Tampa, you saw that the legs are up in size.
Yeah, saying that,
He's got he doesn't look old. You know what I mean? He's going to be 50 years old.
How did he get his legs back? Because his legs were starting to deteriorate slightly, and then he got them back bigger than ever.
That can be due to a couple different things. But mostly, he's got a real fine line that he's got to watch. Because the one thing I did notice in Tampa was the midsection was a little distracting in the prejudging. Now, he did fix it for the finals, okay? Because I got to be honest, I had no problem having Luke Sandow ahead of him in the prejudging.
Oh, really? The judging?
Because of that. Because if you're going to dock Phil Heath because of the midsection,
very good point.
You got to be consistent, and you got to look at him and go.
But Dexter, that is to do with. I remember speaking to George Farah, and he was saying like sometimes you'll carb him when he's really flat. You'll carb him up on even junk foods to sort of fill him out, and of course that can cause stomach bloating.
Correct. And that's the fine line Dexter has to dance on. If you're going to fill him up, he'll be bigger than a house. Legs will be big. He'll be big. But That midsection can be a problem.
And he's long-waisted.
Well, he's a little long-waisted, but he kind of gets that turtle shell thing going on there. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem. If you're going to take Phil Heath out of number one spot because of that, you can't overlook it with Dexter the next year. Now, if he brings it down, then he risks being not big enough. Okay, so there's a real fine line that Dexter's got to hit. If he hits it, he's as good as anybody out there. But those top three are going to be battling. Now, I can't count out William Bonac.
Yep.
Because Bonac is dangerous. He's one of those guys who just creeps up on you, man. You don't really notice him until he's standing next to you, and then he put him in the center, and then you go, but he's put together, man. I mean, that guy he's a rock.
Bob, he's so consistent. He's had 13th, 8th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd at the Arnold, won the Arnold. He's got a good record.
His only issue is that because he's a little stubby, if he goes bigger, he looks blocky.
Yeah.
All right, and if he goes smaller, well, then he risks being a little bit too. I would err on the side of being a little smaller if I was him, because that's what hurt him last year. Is he put on a little size, but he doesn't have any room to put on any more muscle.
Yeah.
He just don't. I mean, he's put together, but that kid could creep in there. And the dark horse of the entire show, once again, and I hate to keep bringing him in there, but it's Cedric.
You said that.
Let me tell you, if there's ever divine intervention, okay, that's on his. It's on his side.
Come on,
okay?
Cedric, rise.
Let me put this out to you in a PSA, okay? This is it, buddy. This is your golden moment to shine. You have been bestowed upon you from above.
Imagine
that. From above.
A special invite.
The divine invitation, okay?
Yeah,
if you can't win the show, and let me tell you, you know why Cedric's dangerous? Because he looks different than every single one of those guys. He's different. I mean, he's tall. He's good. He's a good poser. He can present his physique. He's got that Arnold-esque, physique going. Now, the only problem is we've been saying this for 10 years.
That's the problem, Bob. I always wanted him to peak, but I've never seen it, at the Olympia stage.
If anybody's got all the attributes, I mean, it's him. So if there's going to be a year that he can win it, I mean, this is it. Past those guys I just mentioned, I don't think anybody else is at that level. I mean, because then you got kind of like the next crew, which is going to be like the Nathan Diashes, the Steve Kuklos, the Luke Sandows, Michael Lockett. I mean, is a freak. You got. I'm trying to think who else. Lenardowitz is out. Correct?
He's out. Yeah. Patrick Moore is doing it. Who else is? Who do you have? What about Kuklo? Could this be the year he can get? Is he capable of a top 3 placing?
Yep, we froze up.
Sorry.
You still there?
Steve Kuklo capable of a top 3 placing?
I mean, not from what I've seen in the past. He'd have to improve a lot. He's got to get more detail on separation. Now, I don't know if that's a training thing or just a physical thing. He's got the tools. I mean, that kid should be up in the top 3 or top 5. I mean, his proportions are great, but he's got to get more separation. That's where he loses it against these guys. He needs deeper separation of the muscle groups. And again, that can be a diet thing, that can be a genetic thing, it can be a training thing, or a combination of all 3. But he's got the dimensions. I mean, he's got the big shoulders, the relatively small waist, the big thighs, calves. I mean, that kid's got it all.
Just one final. A lot of people have been asking me, a lot of people are talking about Hardy. Is the Olympia Health trying to help out with that thing at all? I don't see that's your guys' job, but has the Olympia tried something to help out Hardy with his visa thing at all, or do you know Hardy Chupan?
We have. I mean, unfortunately, this is way above our pay grade, man. This is a governmental thing, keep in mind, there's nobody else from Iran either getting over here. So it's not like it's,
No.
Well, we had all kind of speculated because like anybody, I mean, I know I've got friends that can't get into Canada because they've got, history in their records, and Canada is very difficult. So that's not a governmental thing or a country thing. It's a them thing. You know what I mean? They got issues.
He did Vancouver.
So here's the problem, though. It can't be anything personal on Hadi because nobody else from Iran's getting over here.
Yeah.
So it's not like we've got 5 other athletes from Iran and he's the only one that can't get in. And clearly he was able to get into Canada, and Canada is very difficult to get into. They're harder than we are. So it's a U.S.-Iran thing. Believe me, we've all tried. I mean, I put in my 2 cents. I know the Pro League has tried it. I mean, we would love to see him because he's one of the best in the world, but there's nothing we can do. I mean, unless negotiations open up and there's something that frees up these guys to travel to the U.S. and back, there's nothing we can do.
Bob, we have Mr. Cutler on the hook. So I'm so sorry, but we're going to have to cut this short, guys.
Who's this Cutler
Sorry,
guy?
guys. Sorry. I'm so sorry,
this
Bob. Some guy, Jay Cutler?
I think I heard of him.
Yeah. So obviously he's the Olympia ambassador, so we wanted him on. And but no, thank you so much for coming on, Bob. And obviously we're very much looking forward to the Olympia. AJ's first Olympia, so we're very excited.
Oh, AJ.
Bob, it's going to be so the Olympia, man, finally.
Yeah. AJ's going to be like a kid in a candy store.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to meet you.
You will not blend in with anybody.
All right then, Bob. Right, well, we have to go to Mr. Cutler there, but thank you so much for coming on once again.
Well, give Jay my best, one of the true gentlemen of the sport. There's no greater ambassador to bodybuilding than Jay Cutler.
And apart from yourself.
So you got it.
And yourself.
And Bob, and also over the years, you're also one of the biggest reasons why the Olympia is so good also, Bob, because especially in these days, without you, I'm not sure where we would be.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is I got the best seat in the house, and I do appreciate, them giving me an opportunity. I think this is my 14th year or 15th year, I think.
Wow.
I just love what I do, man. It's a great spot to have, and I love it, and I hope they let me do it for as long as I've got air in these lungs and a voice to put out there. So
yeah, don't lose your voice. Don't lose your voice. You'll be screwed then.
Just look at this, AJ. Just in a few short weeks, my friend, you will hear the words "fans here in Las Vegas."
Yeah, fantastic. All right then, Bob. We'll see you in 15, 16 days.
You got it, boys.
Bye.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks, Bob. Bye bye.
And we gotta go straight.
We literally gotta go. Sorry. Big thank you to Bob.
And by the way,
what?
Must Development.
What?
They got Jay Cutler coming on.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay,
Jay Cutler.
We'll go right to the break, and we'll be right back with our next guest. This guy,
MD's favorite,
full-time Mr. Olympia ambassador, Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler.
And we are out. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio for this Olympia special episode, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway. And we're joined
by the Mr. Olympia ambassador, Jay Cutler.
Yeah!
And four-time Mr. Olympia.
Oh, yeah, don't forget the four-time Mr. Olympias. Don't leave that out, Jay.
So official, guys, the ambassador.
Yeah.
Where is Will Mark Wahlberg? He will be there, correct?
I guess. I mean, that's what the word is. We'll see if he's making his rounds at the expo or at the show itself. I'm sure he'll give a presentation at the finals, right?
Yeah.
So how's it been? Obviously, you announced the Olympia ambassador. What has that entailed in the last few months?
You know what? There's a lot going on. We have a lot of planned for the weekend, starting at the press conference and obviously making myself present. But I've been in touch with Dan quite a bit. We're working on a couple projects behind the scene as we get. This is the real push time for the Olympia. The real marketing push started yesterday. So
yesterday.
Now that's when that's the countdown, and that's when. I mean, it's just like any event, guys. I mean, you don't start really advertising something so far out because people don't forget. People start making their plans and whatever else. I know a lot of people are planning to go to the Olympia, but as far as the expo and kind of how the events flow, I know today I just set all my times for my booth visits and everything with that because I'm at 4 different booths, including my own at the expo. So all the kind of, now the competitors are all locked in. Everything's loaded, so it's great.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Chick said he was on this episode also, and he said most of the ticket sales are in the last 3 weeks, so that kind of fits in with what you're saying,
Yeah, I mean, all that big promotion starts, and we kind of know who the front runners are now, and I guess that's why we're here to talk about it today, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And first of all, you're looking big, Jay.
Nah, it's just a shirt. I cut the sleeves on this shirt.
Oh, it's good, man. It's Olympia time. Cutler is looking big. It's tradition.
You're always in your suit. I'm always in sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, at this Olympia, after where we're going to the, is it the after party or something later? Isn't there something going on?
I have an after party planned for Saturday night, so you're more than welcome to come if you're.
Could you put two names on the list, please, Giles and AJ, please?
Anything for you guys, you know that. As long as we can do some publicity on the event.
Yeah, we can. I think we can manage that one. So where's that going to be then?
Yeah, everyone's going to be there.
No, sorry, where's it going to be?
Your after party.
It's looking to be at Chaos, which is at the Palms, which is next door to where the venue is, pretty much.
So that's Saturday night, September the 15th.
September the 5th. I think it's the 14th, right?
Okay. Well, I think in the interest of us taking our job seriously, we need to support. we need to be there. We need to show support, and we'll do the overtime
and get hyped. Yeah. So Jay Cutler's 212 top 5 predictions first.
The big question.
Yeah.
A lot of potential guys in the front running for this show. Yeah. And listen, I'm in the States. You guys are hidden over in the UK. You only see your British guys there, right? Mm-hmm. It's really hard. I mean, Rolly and Brandon look to be the front runners for the show. Dexter Jackson. Mm-hmm. I think anyone can kind of crack that. William Bonnick's right there. Mm-hmm. But I think there could be some surprises in there too.
Like who?
Man, I have a good feeling about Steve Kuclo this year, actually.
Yeah. A few people have said that. We had Steve Kuclo on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. I think he could really could turn it up. Mm-hmm. Listen, your British guys are coming strong too. I mean, between Nathan and Luke, I mean, those guys have a lot of potential to be in the top places too. I mean, Cedric's a huge question mark, right?
Yes.
We don't know what Cedric's going to show up like. But this is a show that he could walk in and win no problem. But listen, we've seen Dexter. He looks great. We know he's going to come in sharp. We've seen Brandon and Rolly posting pictures, but that doesn't mean much. Yeah. It's really hard to predict who the top one is, but I would have to say between 3 guys, and that's Brandon, Rolly, and Dexter Jackson.
So going back what you said about Cedric, do you think Cedric, if he really, really, really nailed it, do you think he could just come in and do what Ronnie did in 97 to 98 and just go from 9th place to 1st place?
Yeah, I think he can do it. The only reason I don't think he's going to be in the front running that close, guys, is because he kind of got thrown in at the last minute. He wasn't sure, and I talked about this on another interview. It takes a year of motivation, focus. You have to have your mind set when you train for the Mr. Olympia. And I don't think that coming in and getting a special invitation last minute when you weren't sure if you were going to get in, he's going to be prepared enough to do that. So I wouldn't count him in the top 3 or 4, to be honest.
But surely if he was in striking distance anyway, and then he gets that special invite, which kind of says, okay, we think you're good enough to do something here. Do you think that he could really, what was it, 5 weeks out he got the first, how often, when did he get a special invite? 5 weeks out?
Remember we talked out with Dennis and Bob, and I said mindset? And when Jay says the same thing, then it's about the mindset.
But I'm saying, could he get that mindset if he got that special invite and go, right, I'm really going to ramp it up and I'm going to nail it? Because it's only in the last couple of weeks it kind of falls apart.
With Cedric, anything is possible. He has the genetics.
What do you think, Jay?
You can't get that focus unless you're so far out and you're really prepared.
Right.
And listen, you can talk to Bob or Dennis or whoever these people, but listen, you're talking to a guy that's been there and done it several times. I mean, you could ask Phil Heath the same thing. I mean, Phil Heath, we question why he's not going to jump in last minute and just come collect his check because that has his name written all over it. But listen, it's a lot of mental preparation. It's not just physical. And we know Phil has the physical physique to do it.
Yeah.
Phil not even at 100%, I feel, could win this competition. But he's got to be mentally prepared. He's not going to jump in last minute. He's definitely not going to jump in a show where he feels that the stiffest competition is not there. He's a challenger, right? He's a guy that he hones in on everyone thinking they can beat him. and he just demolishes anyone that stands in his way. So there's no reason Phil's going to go in and win a Olympia that's kind of like up for grabs based on the champion being sat out from last year. He wants that battle against Sean Roden again, and the best of the best.
If you were Phil Heath, what would you do next?
I don't, that's kind of his decision on where his life is going at this point. Listen, he turns 40 in December. He has another Olympia definitely in his sights, I'm sure. But I'm sure he's preparing right now for whatever his next year assault is, and I would assume it's back at the Olympia and maybe this Dwayne Johnson show that they're talking about, possible comeback. But he's going to go where the big money is. He's going to go where the most competition is. And, I expect him to be victorious, whatever he decides to do.
Who would you put your money on, Sean Roden or Phil Heath in a rematch? Let's say they both compete in Olympia year 2020.
And The Rock Show.
I think Phil, because Phil, I know what it's like to lose. Here's another position that no one knows. I know what it's like to lose the title and how hungry he's going to come back. Phil's not finished yet. He's injury-free. I don't think maybe the hernia thing held him back a little bit, but he's still a beast, right? So I think that he lost it. He wants to come back and win it again, and I think he's ready for what, if you want to call it a comeback or just to receive the title again.
You're an ambassador for this year. I would like to see whoever wins the Olympia. Can't you be, I would see you working more with because everybody says you're one of the best representatives we ever had. Would you be willing to work more with whoever wins to the winner. Show them the ropes a little bit, Jay? Would you be willing to do it?
I'm just good at doing myself, right? I have a kind of a blueprint on what I do, but I think that it's more showing the personality and getting out there and showing yourself a little bit. And I think it's really hard because I'm picking two guys that are kind of hidden in Kuwait right now between Rolly
and Curry
and Brandon, who aren't as visible. And I think that's difficult because I think someone like even, let's say, Big Ramy, who's not in the show, which is very disappointing. He should be planning tours in other countries, including the United States, that allow the visibility and allow people to get hyped up for the year. There's not as much hype going into this year because the guys have been kind of hidden away, and we haven't seen them a lot of the guest appearances as much, besides at the major events. But, I think really now it's picking up. Like, you're seeing the guys posting stuff. I mean, social media is really the major outlet now. The magazines have kind of gone to the wayside with a lot of the promotions. So I think now I would definitely encourage these guys, and someone as an ambassador, I do encourage these guys by speaking about coming on these shows and saying, this guy could be a front runner, or this guy could be. It's just really hard for me to sit there and pick who would be the best ambassador or the champion. I mean, there's so many guys, which is exciting this year that can possibly win it. I mean, think about if Dexter Jackson wins the title. How crazy would that be? 11 years
could happen
later. Then you have someone like Rolly, who's the people's champ, right? He wins. Or you have Brandon Curry, who's they called him the prodigy years ago. And here's a family guy that left his family to go train in Kuwait to become the best bodybuilder in the world. There's a lot of stories. And listen, Bonnick, don't count him out either. He's knocking at the door right there. He's been there look at the track records of these guys. But I hate to be the guy to speak about, okay, this is set at the top 4 or 5, because I was a guy that moved from 8th to 2nd. Ronnie Coleman moved from 9th to 1st. I hate talking about, it's only about these guys, because any one of these, even Juan Morel looks incredible right now. I mean, if he gets his legs a little better, I mean, his condition is phenomenal. He's gonna upset a lot of people. I mean, Luke, Nathan, those guys have shown great shape all year. There's potential guys in the top. I'm sure I'm leaving some people out, like Cedric. I mean, he's going to be in the mix somewhere there.
Who do you think will place higher out of the British guys, Luke or Nathan at the Olympia?
Tough one. Nathan's been there already twice, right? And what was he, 7th and 8th?
Yes.
Yep, correct.
I don't know. I just think Luke's competed a lot this year, and that could either help him or hurt him. It really comes down to who he stands next to and what the judges decide to make the call. They got to bring up the 2 Brits to decide who's going to be the best guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, Luke was prepping from last November for the Arnold. He did the Arnold Australia, did Indy.
Yeah.
He had about 4 to 6 weeks off, and then he went right back on, did Tampa, and now he's doing the Olympia. So he's having a really busy year. But like you said, sometimes it can hurt them or it can help them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I was a betting man, I would probably bet Nathan, just because he's had a little more downtime since he competed last.
Yeah.
But, you know, it could go either way. I think they'll be close in the placings, meaning they're not going to be, 5 places apart from each other, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Is this a big move now for Cedric? Is this a little bit, this is it? Like, is placing now, because we heard about him for the last 10 years. He has genetics, the shape, the frame to win the Olympia.
Yeah.
We heard it for 10 years now. And he gets the special invite, and Rami's not there, Phil is not there, Kai is not there, Roden is not there. Is this really, isn't it a big show for him? If he gets out of top 5 now, isn't this...
It's a huge show for him, but it's not the end if he does not place at his best. I mean, the thing with someone like me that's been there, done it, right? You talked about, I was second to Ronnie in 01, and then it was like I was consistently right at the top, knocking at the door until I won, and then when I fell off, I finished 6th of my worst placing the last Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
I think you talk about Big Ramy and you talk about Cedric. I look at those two as like the guys, like, come on, guys, like you have the potential.
Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing to someone like me. And listen, I love both guys, but it's like, man, like you're knocking at the door. Bring it. Like, I don't know what's holding these guys back. Like, what if they just aren't taking it serious enough, or it's just mishaps or whatever else? But you can only talk about people as front runner for so long, and then you're like, okay, let's discount these guys as possible. And that's kind of why I'm saying I don't see Cedric cracking the top 4. Even though, listen, he's won the Arnold, he's placed well there, but the Olympia is a whole different ball game. I mean, it's the best of the best, and a lot of guys come hungry. And look at Rolly. He always turns it up for the Olympia. I mean, he's been subpar at the Arnold.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking good so far, so we'll see how it turns up. But we haven't even seen Cedric. I haven't seen anything on Cedric for quite some time.
Yeah.
Right?
No, there's no progress pictures yet.
Yeah,
no.
correct. So,
which I don't believe in progress pictures anyway, but it's hard to really say, okay, this guy's coming for it. He's hungry for it. I don't know what his mindset is leading into the show because I'm not super close to Cedric, but he has all the goods to win it. It's just about fine-tuning everything. But shoot, he's had that since he turned pro at the Nationals.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago.
Yeah. So, did you see the guest posing video? Were you there? Were you in attendance at Victor's show, or when Ramy guest posed last weekend?
No, I saw the video. He looked pretty impressive.
You were impressed? What? Yeah. Were you shocked by that?
I think, listen, I think Ramy's impressive anyway. Is he improved? I mean, I think he's always looked the same. Last year, I mean, when he got second, he looked good. But last year he was, I don't know what happened. There was some issues why they placed him as low as, what did he get, 7th last year or 6th or something?
6th, yeah, 6th.
But I don't know what's he looking so good for.
Yeah,
That's what
we think he's going to do a post-Olympia show to qualify for next year.
But this is the problem, guys. Okay, you talk about ambassador role. Talk about it. Why are you going to just not talk about, I'm getting ready for this show? Like, give your fans something to talk about. Like,
give them something to chew on.
I'm getting ready for Italy. Like, why keep everyone guessing? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
And that's exactly my point that I've seen over the last year with Ramy. I love Big Ramy.
I agree.
But I don't like this new... Why can't I just call you and say, are you competing? Just say no. Why is there so much...
This is the issue I have with the Ramy situation. Ramy decided not to do the Olympia because he said he had a shoulder injury, right? And within a month's time, he's in the gym training crazy, doing presses and everything else, 5 plates on the hammer machine. I thought you had a shoulder injury. Well, I don't get it. You didn't do the Olympia for an injury reason, but you're training full capacity. What's something about a special invite. Why should he get a special invitation? He had the opportunity to go compete, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So is he injured or not injured? Or, I mean, what's the deal? I mean, we all seen the same thing. Am I right or wrong?
You're correct.
The only thing to make it clear, Big Ramy has not asked for a special invitation.
Yeah.
I thought he did on his Instagram, someone said.
So did I. But it's very unclear. But we talked to Bob Ciccolero in this episode, and he confirmed that Big Ramy has never asked for.
Okay. So it was the fans. It was the fans asking for him.
Correct.
Jay, who's your winner for the 212?
I would say the kid from Florida.
Derek
Lunsford. Yeah.
Derek Lunsford. Okay.
I would say he's got a crazy physique. I mean, he's looking really good from what I saw, and I know he's hungry for it. He was second last year, and I sat and watched the show, and honestly, I didn't think he was in top shape, and he still got second based on his shape.
Yeah.
Meaning his muscle roundness and complete physique.
Yeah.
So if he gets better than that, I really don't see a lot of heavy competition. But I mean, we'll see who shows up, right? I don't follow that division as close, but I mean, even people like Sean Clarita, is he doing the show?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah.
You know, he's impressive. He could be a guy that could come up and be one of the smaller guys and still place really high, I think.
And he's 170 something.
Yeah, it's crazy. But without Flex there, I think the excitement's been a little lackluster. I think Flex leaving that division definitely changes a little bit. That winner will be crowned on Friday night, from my understanding, at the pre-judging.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah.
So that will give a lot of people the incentive to actually go watch the men's pre-judging.
Yep.
Instead of just going to Saturday night, because the 212 will be decided on that evening.
Jay, do you want to tell us where you're going to be available at the expo? Because you're saying you have 4 different booth appearances. Do you want to just quickly tell us that before we let you go?
Everywhere. I'm going to start off with Atomics. Then I'll be at the Cutler Nutrition booth for about 3 hours out. Then I'll be at Alpha Prime, which is the clothing brand that I represent, and then Trifecta Nutrition to finish off the day. But I'll be there all day, pretty much, just floating around, and I'll be present at the press conference.
Brilliant.
All the events. I'll be at both shows, evening shows for Friday and Saturday night.
Brilliant.
And probably beyond that. So it's exciting Olympia for me.
Yeah. All right then, Jay. Well, we'll let you go, and we really appreciate you coming on, giving us your predictions. It's we really appreciate that. And we're myself and AJ, very much looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas in just over 2 weeks.
See you guys soon.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
All right then, Jay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jay.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. There we go. That was Jay Cutler. What an episode. Oh,
we got so much minutes. We got a muscle development.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. I mean, we'll wrap it up now. We'll give a quick little wrap up, and then we'll get out of here and get some food.
Awesome episode.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
10 out of 10, huh?
Our Olympia special. Yeah.
It's not. We have another Olympia special next week also.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's not. This is not it.
No. Okay. Big thank you to High Tech Pharmaceuticals, our sponsors. Big thank you to Pump Media here for providing this amazing studio. We appreciate that. And fantastic. Yeah.
Muscle development bringing the heat. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
Number 1 bodybuilding YouTube show in the world. Muscular development. Yeah, buddy.
All right. Then I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll be back next week for another episode of Global Muscle Radio. And AJ, we are